Doing a Jamaican accent?
No, I have not.
Dude, Chet Hanks, Tom's son, has a habit of
getting real fucking blackout wasted.
Yeah,
and doing a Jamaican accent.
Yeah, it's
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like a blonde hair, blue eyes, like fucking
He recently just got shit because he was like talking on something. He was like, I didn't really have a strong male role model in my life. It's like, bro, you got Tom Hanks as your dad. What do you mean?
Yeah, like what the fuck else?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. So this is going to end up being episode 12, which is going to be the final episode of season 2. And we've actually never done this. As sad as that is. And we still are missing, like not having Ian here, but him and having to work, fucking responsible asshole that he is.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. It's a little nuts. I can't believe that. Yeah. Okay, so we've been doing this. Is this year 3 or 2?
I have not.
Over 2 years. We've done it over 2 years. I know that. Yeah. So it's literally the first time since coming up drunkenly with the plan, this is the first time we've all actually been in a room together to try and do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb.
Very dumb.
It's very dumb. But I'm oddly okay with it.
So it's literally dumb.
Yeah. So, okay. You were on season 1, like, what, 3 times? Twice?
2, I think. I don't know.
At least twice.
Yeah, past 3 years have been kind of a blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then you were on, like, it was November. It was literally the week I moved in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're no longer Joben.
No,
No, you haven't been able to play a show under your
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, I don't. I'm still even figuring out what the new name is gonna be. I have some ideas, but I know it's not. Huh?
What are the options so far?
So I don't know. The one of them was Big Noise was one of the things I had, but I don't know if I like that anymore. But Jack's making me a logo, so
Okay.
cool. Yeah. So
Nice
I don't know. Yeah, I did a nice Jack too. He'd be cool to have him on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have Zoom when it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was actually supposed to be episode 12 was me and Travanti, and we had a great episode. And the whole episode, when I was translating the video, and I moved the sound over, and the sound file just completely corrupted. And so all you hear from my voice is like this weird low rumble, and his voice sounds like a pterodactyl having really rough sex.
Nice.
So it's horrible. And then
Yeah,
I thought about it, and then I went to put it, like, to sync it to the video, and it wouldn't sync up, so it's just a bunch of video with like cut scenes away from me, and it won't sync up, and it's fucking horrible.
You know what we should do? We should just all go to dub the person to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And I'm one person who happens to do a lot of other shit that it sucked doing all the editing. So fuck.
You got plans.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
No. So let's see what else has changed for you in like 2 months. There's a lot more that's changed for him.
Yeah. Honestly, the last 2 months, not really much has changed.
You changed jobs.
I did change jobs. Did we talk about that last time?
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about real life shit. We
Yeah.
talked about existential shit and the
Yeah.
problems in the music industry.
Yeah, I don't do drywall anymore, which is
Yeah. You got a big boy job with like benefits and shit.
Yeah.
Bennies.
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 Yeah, that's beneficial, I guess. I don't know.
Not
I haven't worked for anybody else in so long, it's like weird for me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like a good employee.
Reprimanded.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're written up. I just got hired. Yep. I didn't do it. Yes, you did. You thought about
You
it.
have to call HR a lot.
Yeah.
About sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot threaten to pineapple fuck the customers. But he was wrong. Customers always right. The fuck they are. This is why I can't work for other people. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't miss retail. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I don't miss people.
Yeah.
It's like, honest to God, the best thing ever. Oh, jeez, the camera just like did a weird erection thing.
What?
I think it just shut off, but I'm not sure. That was crazy. Yep, it did. That's nuts. It literally was like, I'm fucking over you.
Yeah, it's done.
Turned itself off for a second. That's crazy. It like had the weird fucking
I know that.
lens moved and
Yeah,
shit.
with my camera, you have to have like a specific setting for it to stay on for like longer than.
Well, it's supposed to do 12 minutes. That wasn't 12 minutes, and then it turned off, which I don't get. But fuck it, I got the other cameras going. I just have to keep checking them and shit. to make sure that they stay recording. Yeah. No, like I legit, I don't mind working for other people. I prefer not to be the guy in charge, but I'm far too much of an asshole and I've done too many things. So like I have a real problem like having somebody who doesn't know as much tell me what to do and know that they're telling me to do it wrong.
It's like that episode of King of the Hill when he goes to Home Depot. I know more than you.
I know more than you.
I know more than you.
Propane and propane accessories.
It also happened on Parks and Rec.
Oh, I think that's actually what I was
thinking. Was that what you're thinking?
Yeah, Ron Swanson and Hank Hill are pretty much...
They're kind of the same person.
The same entity, just different interpretations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and you know, the animation and shit. I had to explain to people, like several people over the last like year or so, that King of the Hill... Bonus boys are having a lid this time, so you're gonna spill coffee on the carpet.
Yeah, I spilled over coffee last time.
Yeah. Hank Hill comes from Beavis and Butthead.
Like
so many people don't know that. And I'm like,
yeah,
they're walking off and it's fucking exactly. It's like then having to explain to so many uncultured swine in my life, like the idea that Beavis and Butthead, what's that?
There's an entire like generation that's never seen Beavis and Butthead, like,
and it's annoying as shit to me.
Like, bro, like that's weird to me to think about. Though.
Oh, it pisses me off. I fucking hate it.
Like everyone born in like 2000 and beyond, guarantee they never watched Beavis and Butthead.
Well, but that's not entirely true. I mean, my son's watched it because I watched it, and because his mom watched it, and things like that. But so many people that we were raised on shit, and I think that's why there's so many remakes of like 80s shows now, is because those of us that are like in charge now, like my age bracket's kind of hitting we're kind of like running shit. Man, I really missed, though I will say the Fresh Prince kind of excited for that one, but for the most part, like, why remake shit? Why bring shit back? We were raised fucked up anyway. Why bring it back just to raise our kids more fucked up?
It's easier than writing a new script. And financially, it's like, why would I, if I'm a producer or I'm a investment conglomerate, like, why am I going to put money on something that, like, is new, that I don't, you're taking a gamble on, when you can be like, it's Chainsaw Massacre. Fine.
I heard the new Chainsaw Massacre is fucking brutal. Like, it will not play. It's so bad. It's so nuts. It will not fucking, they're saying it will not air in Australia. It's so brutal. And that's like a good test.
I would put money down that it's a very...
Josh liked it, and Josh likes some pretty fucked up movies, and he liked it, so that's saying something.
We'll see.
I still think Audition is probably one of the most fucked up movies I've like ever seen. You seen that movie?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's not in my top 10 though.
It's a gnarly movie.
It's not my top 10
Cannibal
though.
Holocaust is probably the worst one I've ever seen.
That's in my top 10. That's number 6.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
I had a homie in middle school that was like obsessed with like fucking
Faces of Death, Cannibal Holocaust,
shit
like that.
He's like always like fucking. He was the dude that was like, check out Jar Squatters and like all that shit.
Yeah.
Bro,
fucking weirdo.
I fucking had a friend in elementary school.
Lies.
Sorry. He would ever watch when we were at his house, literally every single fucking time in this order, we would watch Final Fantasy and then Jeepers Creepers every fucking time. In that order.
Keep going over.
I don't know. Honestly,
like Final Fantasy.
All of the homies would like go to his house, and we would and then he would just like throw on Final Fantasy.
So this is a real important detail. Is it Final Fantasy Advent Children, or was it the other one?
It was the other one.
Oh god!
Yeah, it was the other one.
I can't remember the name of it. It was so bad.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, I actually blocked the name out of my. It was fucking horrible.
And then there was like this other movie that like he would occasionally throw on. That was like this kung fu movie. And like I don't know the name of it, but it had those dudes with like the dulcimers, and they like played the shit, and they like
Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, he played Kung Fu. Yeah, that movie's pretty dope.
I hated it, but yeah.
I love it. So good.
There's so many of those movies that I have a really hard time.
Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah,
classic.
Fucking sick.
I remember that one too.
Same director, I'm pretty sure.
Probably had to be, or producers, writers, something.
Yeah.
Something was the same. I don't know. For liking as many bullshit 80s movies as I do, I can't. A lot of things that are like spin-off style or like the comedic but fight. Like, I love Jackie Chan. I think Jackie Chan's a fucking badass, but I can't watch his fucking movies. They drive me nuts.
Jackie Chan started as a softcore porn star.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does not shock me.
Yeah, he's a platinum selling opera singer in China.
Yeah, that I knew.
Yeah, softcore porn's where he goes.
Yeah, softcore porn. Jackie Chan.
You gotta get the khakis.
Slanging that.
Then you get the girls.
Jackie Chan.
Slanging
dick. Fucking doing kung fu.
It's the same noises,
opera.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, same noises.
Yeah, same noises.
Not a problem. Fuck. Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
No, it was actually Josh that told me about Chainsaw Massacre. He's like, dude, I really went into it with no expectations and was like, fuck, this is good.
Yeah.
Like he said he would actually be embarrassed to watch it with like take a girl to it.
Yeah.
He's like, I would actually feel like apologizing. It's that gory. I was like, fuck, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna watch it.
It looks, I don't know, it just looks.
Is it in theaters?
It's
No,
in
it's on
Netflix.
Netflix. It's like a continuation.
Yeah.
It's like not quite a reboot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped watching a lot of.
Did you see the Transformers reboot plan?
I know that they tried it already. Didn't they?
But it's gonna be like the Primal. Remember when they went Primal and they were like apes and shit and like
yeah, the dinosaurs.
that's what they're doing.
Well, didn't they already kind of do that with like the?
They added the dinosaurs into like one of the movies,
I haven't
but
seen any of the Transformers past.
2.
So is it like
I watched 3. Yeah.
is it like Transformers in the dinosaur age or just
No,
Transformers,
Transformers
that
that
turn
are
into
dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like they become like Optimus Prime is like King Kong basically.
There's like a. I
But
can't
or
remember
it's
the
There's
just
no
in,
comic book
it's
series
in,
about
it's
it.
in like modern day though.
I think it's on another planet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is how they made it work.
There was like there was a part of the animated series that did it too. There was like a whole toy line thing.
I was gonna say I was like
I mean, it's
just like
it's a toy line that's got a show to advertise the toy line. It's pretty much.
Well,
how
that's what they were all
Dinosaurs
about.
are sick. We gotta.
Yeah.
Let's plug it in.
it just I thought because I was like if it's like dinosaurs that are Transformers just rolling around in like New
Yeah,
York
it's not
City.
really
I'm like
tiny.
you're not into skill like that takes away the entire thing.
These
Like
guys,
why
yeah.
even transform at that point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just say a robot.
Just beat their ass. That's like you're yeah.
Yeah, I wonder when that '80s like trend is gonna stop.
I'm not sure it's gonna because
Yeah.
it's making so much bloody money.
Yeah.
It would stop if the money train would stop.
Yeah.
But until that happens, because I mean, even now, like people don't realize that like late '90s, early 2000s, like when you get into the aughts, all those romantic comedies were just playing on the greats from the '80s.
Oh yeah.
And just trying, and they're horrible because of it. Like they tried really hard to take the key elements, but you're never gonna get another new Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
No.
You know, because and part of that's the actors, the Brat Pack. You know, Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, even.
Great
Like
people.
so many of those people, they were just so singular in their roles, and even they couldn't find as much success later in life because of it, because they created those. I mean, I think John Cusack's really the only one I can think of who really has had true staying power and still is making movies that are somewhat relevant to modern times. But really, the rest of them, they kind of just went, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, why do it?
I'd get my money and get out.
Yeah, but then
do
you look
16
at
candles and then just never work a day.
right,
Yeah,
right,
fuck
and
it.
then there's still people. What kills me is the number of people who reference, like, because I've been fucking trying to understand the stupid ass clock app. I spend so much time on TikTok watching people are making references to those movies, and they don't know those movies.
Yeah.
They don't know they're quoting a movie, and I'm like, you fuckballs, like seriously, like.
It's like
How can you not know this?
one of Young Lean's ginseng strips 2000 like is popping on TikTok now. And people think that he's like a TikTok artist. And
Yeah, it's
they
like,
had this song
bro,
came out, like, 10
he
years
literally
ago.
It's like 10, 12
he
years ago.
invented sad boy rap.
Yeah,
like
it's
literally,
cloud rap,
that is
dude.
literally.
Yeah, I was like heated when I saw that. I was like, damn, bro, they slandering my man.
Yeah, bro.
these Zoomers are slandering my man.
Well, and there's a lot of people, and I don't want to knock people. If there are people who find success on TikTok, and musicians that suddenly that would have no careers if it weren't for that.
I mean, it's like,
And I'm down for it. I'd be lying if I didn't say like the fact that there's been a couple of people who've used our sounds. I'm like, dope.
No.
That's cool.
No, I was late on hopping on the TikTok thing.
Well, you go back and forth with being really, really good at
Yeah.
social media and a fucking like.
Well, it's just because I've been kind of like just struggling with like the fact of just. I don't know.
You having an identity crisis?
Yeah, not even an identity.
Is it 'cause
crisis,
you're-
just
is it
more
'cause you're
like,
almost
I don't
30?
Give a fuck. Like, you know.
There's
I
that.
just like cared so long about it for like I cared about it for so long, and now it's just like.
I'm telling you, man, the
fucking
smartest
dumb.
thing I ever did was fucking turn off Facebook. I never scroll. I never check fucking timelines. I check Twitter. I have it set to show me the people that I give a fuck about. I have my fucking Instagram set chronologically, and I have my alerts set for the people that I give a shit about.
Yeah.
And that's just how I keep it. There's people that I give a fuck about. Fuck, I saw you post on TikTok today
Yeah,
within
I did.
seconds. I'm like, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yep,
And you just suck. Let's just be
Yeah.
real.
No,
Like,
that's
you're like, hey, by the way, I did something the other night, forgot to promote it. Oops.
That's what I've been lately though too. Like I don't know, like I'll make a last minute thing, but as far as like a week in advance, I don't know.
Well, the other side of that is a lot of shit you've been doing, at least on the music side.
Yeah.
There's no real, like, am I playing? Am I not playing? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
When the fucking calendar's not exactly playing along with you, that'll fuck shit up. So I get that.
Well, and it's also like if I'm playing the same place every weekend, it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna blast promo every weekend. It's like, you know what I mean? Certain points, like, you know where I'm at. Like, sit down.
I mean, I will.
Yeah.
You just fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'm like blind hitting the record button, and I really hope I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Because I think the little light came on, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
It does those 10-minute
It
segments.
might just be an audio one.
Well, I got that one going, and it's working okay. And I know this one records really well, but I don't know how much it sees of you guys.
Right, my dick.
You right on my dick. My dick in my balls.
The urge to just bing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Social media's been weird lately for me. I just don't really. I just don't find.
It's stupid.
I don't know.
I mean, it's stupid. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, I wouldn't have had any kind of a beginning of a career if it weren't for MySpace. I mean, let's be real.
Like, what
but
it's done for the ability for people to, like, I mean, to a degree connect, you know what I mean? But also just to
it's hard.
well, it's just, you know what I mean? Back in the day, you had to save up money to do either print flyers or get a billboard or a radio or TV spot. Now you can just kind of do it on your own for free, and then you can throw money at it if you want to post it. Like, so it's opened up a lot of things, but I don't know, just like the whole idea that if it kind of like if they don't see it, it doesn't happen kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like a very easy way for you to get like kind of stuck in the mindset of like, oh, I'm not fucking. People aren't seeing anything, so it's like the Schrodinger's cat almost. You know what I mean? You're not being observed, so you don't exist.
Yeah, no, that absolutely. And so many people. I say it all the time. I said it to you. You do not measure your life in follows and likes. Yeah. And I watch so many people, especially with the fucking OnlyFans surge that's happened. It's like a second surge of people who just went, well, it worked once. I better join now. Yeah. Which is like NFTs and crypto and all. It's like everybody waited a couple of years, like. Okay, so it's real?
Yeah,
it's actually going to work? And they go, do it. Okay, cool.
NFTs, I'm still unsure.
I'm sitting on a fucking giant minted wallet that I don't know what to do with. I'm literally like terrified to put it out there.
I was reading a lot of things that say like they kind of expect the entire NFT thing to crash by 2023.
No, that's my thing, is I kind of want to just have it and get paid out and then run.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on the implementation of it, because NFTs can be a really cool thing in the sense of, I mean, I've heard some pretty cool examples of it, but like, let's say that you have, for an artist, specifically like for music, you could sell an NFT that has like either a discounted or like, I mean, if the NFT is expensive enough, free tickets for life. And then that way, the main thing I like about it, because the thing about the NFTs and crypto right now is it sucks because it's more of just like it's rich people trying to finance everything. They're trying to make you like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, fucking two Ethereum coins for a fucking picture of a monkey. Like, you know, it's just, it's right now it's in its infancy stage where it's just rich people trading money back and forth. Yeah. But I feel like once the actual blockchain technology and the infrastructure for a decentralized application network is actually set in place, NFTs have a lot of potential, but I just don't think we're quite thinking about it yet. Like,
there's no regulation. Let's say with crypto, like crypto took a while for people to well, what values it? Who decides that? How does that work? And that's the thing. It's completely arbitrary.
Yeah, just like the dollar bill.
Exactly. Exactly. And people don't realize that. It's just when there's regulation versus no regulation. And the thing that gets me with NFTs more than anything else, like I'm sitting on, I'm not kidding, I have a fucking wallet full of minted NFTs ready to go, and I'm like, okay, I've sold images online, I've sold the rights to images, I understand how that works. Obviously, I own the rights to a lot of music, I get, you know, all that stuff, I understand copyright law, I get all that. What gets me is these people who are creating rooms and houses and games and selling the rooms or selling the virtual real estate and the virtual space, and it's
just,
like,
you know what I mean, it's the, I'm trying to think of like an industry that has a very comparable thing. I mean, it's the infancy stage of people just taking advantage of the fact that it's a new thing that people don't quite understand.
The idea, well, the whole point of the internet and the metaverse is the idea that we're not dealing in real estate, and yet they're creating real estate in it.
Yeah,
and it's like, wait a second, I thought that's what we were trying to get rid of.
When you think about it, it's like I said, it's because you have financial institutions and people who make money in real life doing exactly that, and so they go into this new process with that old mindset of like, oh, we'll do what we do in the real world and make money off of it, and
it's working, unfortunately. Well, it's the same thing as I remember being laughed at when I said that CDs and albums and things would go away. I remember very clearly having so many record execs and so many producers and so you're fucking stupid. I was like, dude, trust me. And this is the infancy of AOL Music. Yeah. I mean, this is like 2002, 2003. Before all that shit, I was like, you guys just wait. It's going to be all fucking thumb drives and hard drives and like, what the fuck ever. And then you watch now, like, we talked about this. The number of people who've asked me, why is it called a CDJ?
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
You put CDs in it.
You put CDs. See that slide right there that says put disc here?
You throw an 8-track in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's interesting, man. I think we're going to see a pretty...
You want to check somebody's age? Ask them how this rewinds.
Yeah.
And you can see how old somebody is if they know how to rewind something with a pen.
Yeah.
If you can rewind with a pen, you're old enough.
Stick it in the home turn left.
Yep, just...
Yep.
Or 8 tracks where it has to keep going.
Yeah.
There is no backup. It's like, fuck, there was the one song we wanted. Let's listen to the whole fucking thing again.
That's the one thing that technology is an industry disruptor. So,
it's just going to be... I just don't understand everything on a level of... I feel like I'm a fairly forward-thinking person. Mm-hmm. I like to think that I am accepting of a lot of new concepts and ideas, and I like to think outside the box. But I am terrified to move myself forward in the NFT market simply because not only am I representing myself, but I'm representing the models. And my whole deal has always been with the model. Anything I make, I share. I split 50%. Yeah. Well, say I put a piece out there and I make $5,000. I give $2,500 to the fucking model. That's great. Well, then it goes ahead and resells at market for 10 times that.
Yeah, and you can. Well, you can actually put a smart contract on the NFT. So what a smart contract is through the blockchain, most cryptos will actually be able to implement. It's through the Ethereum network, but it's a statement of, it's a contractual obligation of if and then. So it's just based off the principle of if happens, then happens.
Well, see, and I understand that.
Yeah, so
I've got and I put metadata. Everybody, I've been doing that for years. People are like, you don't watermark your stuff. The fuck I don't.
Yeah.
I watermark the shit out of mine. I know exactly where my stuff goes, and that actually backfired on me really hard, by the way. Putting my watermark on stuff that's been reselling and been moving through other markets, that's the digital watermark, has gotten me shadow banned on Facebook.
Oh, really? Yeah.
If you Google search psychotic photography, doesn't show up. My posts, things like that, you'll see Twitter, you see all of it. Facebook doesn't. You have to act, and if I send you the link, it shows a dead link.
You got zucked.
Yeah, you have to actually go there, and it's because of that. I talked to Stacy at Facebook. I was like, "What the fuck happened here?" She goes, "It's because you watermark your stuff, and you have some stuff that you don't put on Facebook, that you don't put on even on your website, but it's out there, and it's got your metadata attached, and Facebook checks everything."
Yeah. No, it's gonna be
it's the ultimate big brother.
I'm excited to see where it goes. It's something that as we get more technologically, I think is going to be an interesting thing, because I think we're thinking about it like, I don't know if Facebook's metaverse stuff is going to really kind of pay off how they're expecting it to. Nor do I think that would.
I don't think they should. If we're being real, I don't think they should.
Anybody really thinks they should.
Because I think that they're trying to structure things under their guidelines, and there's a reason that in my mind. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, and it's going to be recorded. This is going to put me on so many watch lists. The dark web wouldn't exist if it weren't for Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, well...
there would be no need. Yeah. Because up until Facebook started regulating what we say and do and what's acceptable and what's not, and actually putting societal terms... Don't get me wrong, I'm against bullying, I'm against racism, I'm against all these things. But it's the internet. The whole point from all of us that were in it, that were fucking... the big fucking...
Anonymity, but that's the whole thing with it when it comes to, like... When your account essentially is when Instagram and Facebook are linked, when they're all kind of built upon the thing of like you are, interwebbed into this almost same account between the entire internet. It's like the anonymity is gone.
No, I know.
So
that's why I think it's funny that no one ever, like, I still to this day meet people that don't know me, and they're like, I've been talking to you for like 9 years. I don't fucking clue what you look like. That's my favorite shit. You've both experienced that. It's funny shit for me.
Yeah.
I like the way you handle it personally, where you just pretend to be me until they're like, all right, fuck, it's him.
And she was like way too past the conversation for me to be like, oh, by the way, I'm not Eric.
Yeah, it was great.
So I was like just nodding and being like, she's just like.
Yep, Cody did the same thing.
I was just like, all right, dude, whatever.
Yep, Cody did the same.
There's a card. Yeah.
Do you realize that it's been 4 years since we were in Philly?
Yeah, it's been a while, dude.
Damn.
Yeah. That's cool.
Which means it's been 4 years since we were doing all those fucking warehouse raves and parties and being nerds and printing shirts while everybody's all smoking out and being dumb. We're like, let's print shirts.
Just printing shirts too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fair.
Rolling Molly at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was just rolling there,
printing shirts,
grinding our teeth to fucking dust.
Dude, do not miss that.
You are so high, your feet smell so bad. Go home.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah, fucking. How long has it been since the Bear Grylls show at the Ogden?
Oh, that's been 5-6 years at this point.
In a minute.
Well, let's think about it. The listening party was 5 years ago, and it was right after that.
Yeah, I remember.
Allegiance listening party was 5 years ago, just the other day.
Yeah.
So it was right after that. So we're coming up on 5 years when it was the Ogden. That's the first time you two both saw me asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I passed out in the car. I was done,
I saw
man.
that dude die on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Cop cars everywhere and shit. Yeah, that was
wild.
that was a nuts trip. It was fun though.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about each other. You learned a lot on the road.
2 in the morning, we're like, let's just go home. Let's just drive 4 hours home. 2 in the fucking morning.
I mean, we're dumb.
Watch a motorcyclist go into the river.
We're dumb. We're good at it though. Joben, you got this? Yeah, man, I feel pretty good. Cool, I'm gonna crash.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, excuse me?
Tucked my feet up, fucking flipped on my stomach, pulled my hoodie over my head, and out. I was done. I was so fucking tired. I'd been up for like 3 days at that point.
Never seen it.
No. That's the thing that fucks me up is so many people that have never seen me asleep and have never seen me there. It's like, how many drugs do you do? None in like
And then
2.5 decades.
There's been a second time that I've only seen you asleep twice in the entire time that I've known you. And the other time was when, remember when me and you and Cody went to Zombie Crawl? We stayed with your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, what was I doing? I went and did something stupid at like fucking 3 in the morning.
You went, I think you got
hung
one.
out with someone.
You went and hung out with somebody.
I went like all the way across Denver. At, like,
No, you went almost to fucking Colorado Springs,
Like,
bro.
yeah,
You were
It's
so
it's
far
like
gone.
It's like after the Ghost King show.
Yeah, and like,
I
and then I
left them at
like
the strip club to go drive to Boulder.
Yeah, I like got back and it's like fucking almost 6 in the morning. And I like look in there and Eric's just like on the couch like this, just like
Out.
passed the fuck out. And Cody's on the floor next to you.
Yep.
For some reason, he wasn't drunk or anything.
No,
He was
we were
on-
talking, we were watching a movie, and he fell asleep, and I didn't have the heart to move his ass.
Yeah.
And that was right when I first got the rollers, so I couldn't fucking pick him up and carry him anywhere, so I just gave him a pillow and a blanket. Yeah. And then I eventually crashed out, too.
It's nicer to me.
Yeah, I forgot. I went to see. I forgot where fucking I went. Like,
I don't know, you took off, man.
Yeah,
You did. You went almost to Colorado Springs. And then the next day was the day that we scared the shit out of you because you fell asleep in the car.
Oh my god, dude. Fuck that. That sucked so
That
bad.
was so good.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
Yeah.
Time flies.
We're all due for a fucking road trip together just to fucking remember how stupid we all
We're
are.
in Vegas. Want to go gamble?
I'm going to Vegas in May. Do you want to go with me?
We're going in May. There's a lot of people going to May. That should be a fun one.
Yeah. I'm just like, part of me wants to go to Vegas and part of me doesn't because I think that'll be a real test of not drinking.
Okay, I had a blast and I haven't drank. I haven't had a drink since.
No, I imagine I'll be fine. It's just like, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm going to be smoking cigarettes.
You want to know? You want to know what? You want to have the hardest time with drinking? It's when I'm at your shows.
Really?
When I'm hanging out with you and I'm at your shows and I'm watching all the jackholes and the fucking college kids,
Yeah.
I want to drink because
Yeah,
I'm like, you
trust me, me
motherfuckers
too.
are so stupid. You stress
I
me
drink
out
probably like 22
I'm fine
waters
here.
in my sets.
because I'm paying attention to what you're doing.
I got
Yeah, you got
real
inebriated.
drunk the last
Yeah,
show.
you did. My favorite is when you try and text me at 4 in the morning and it makes no sense. I save all those. I used to get those from you, but he's hit that point now.
Voicemail that I left Cody.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna text Cody and see if by the end of this he can send it to me and I will play it for you. Oh my fucking
I bet
god.
it's hilarious. voicemails?
I'm
Is
not
it like
call
Chaps'
buddy. I'm
just call it
Oh,
that.
it's worse.
It's worse than
worse.
Chaps'
It's worse.
voicemails, bro.
Chaps are fucking
It's
epic.
far fucking.
I only have one
I
from
remember the one
Chaps,
where
and
he
it's
threatened to, like,
fantastic.
call dude. He was like, I'm gonna fucking kill
He's
you.
like, I'm gonna fucking yeah. He like you know like how iPhones like it spells it out for you like what it thinks they said in the book. It was like the worst thing. Like it was like I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna hang you from the rafters. Like bad.
I have one.
I'm not gonna say on camera what I did to piss him off that bad. But,
I have one voicemail from him that I have saved somewhere on one of these hard drives that was literally him. He's like, bro, I don't know where I am. I don't know what I did. I need help. I need a ride. My dick hurts, and it's not from anything sexual. My head has like this weird lump of stuff on it that I'm afraid to touch. Like it's fucking. And then I talked to him the next day. He's like, I didn't call you. I was like, the fuck you didn't. Like Chaps.
Oh my god.
And I played in the voice. You came to work, and I was like, bro,
I
you
remember
fucking.
one time.
He's like, I don't even have your number.
There's been a couple times where Chapel has left me obscene voicemails, and one of the times was we were all I think we were at Norman's old house, and like I was on acid, and like I was fucking going, and Chapel calls me, and he goes, I just got my ass kicked at the livery. Come get me.
At the livery?
Yeah, in
That's where you
fucking
get
Palisade.
Palisade.
Yeah.
How the
And so
fuck-
I'm just like, bro, I was like, I'm
Some
not.
old dude kicked his ass.
He's like, I was like, dude, I'm not coming to get you. And then
He does.
I told him, I was like, I'm not coming to get you, dude. I'm fucked up. Like, I can't drive a
He's
car.
got like
And
a
then he
12-foot reach too.
He just gets silent for a second, and he just goes, fuck you, you're dead to me. Like, hangs up. And then he calls me again. I don't answer. And then, like, a full 5 minutes later, I get the thing. It's like, you have a new voicemail. It was like 5 minutes of him just like, I fucking hate you. Like, I'm just like,
Calls you the next day, nothing wrong.
yeah, and he calls me the next day. He's like, what's up, dude? I'm like, what's up, man? And he's like,
He just doesn't.
yeah, God, I guess.
Some people.
I guess I got all drunk and yelled at all of them the other fucking night
Nice.
and left. I don't know what they did, but they pissed me off somehow. And it was like 6 a.m. My fucking mom came and picked me up at 6 a.m. And fucking, and I'm on the way out. I guess like I'm on the way out of the house, and I just turn around and look at all of them, and I'm just like, fuck you, and I just like did.
I'm going over with my mom.
My mom's here, dog. Like,
grabbing your fucking Nintendo and getting out the door.
I fucking called them the next day, and they're like, "Are you good? Like, are we chill?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "You fucking like
Lost
you were
your shit
pissed
on us.
last night." And I'm like, "Oh."
And you don't know why? Makes it
I
fantastic.
remember there's this kid named Pontiac. You know Pontiac.
Yeah.
And it started with me being mad at Pontiac, and then my anger just like seeped into everyone else in the room to where
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, not drinking is a whole lot less exciting, but it's fun.
It is and it isn't. I mean, I've spent so many different times sober
I don't have
through the
nearly
years.
as cool of stories as I used to.
See, that's just it. Is that a lot of my really cool stories of touring and being different places with me and drummer were when we were sober.
Yeah.
Like, and we were sober.
I have
sober.
cooler
Like,
stories in the sense of like personal accomplishment, things that are cool to
Yeah.
me, but not like funny and like.
well, see, that's the thing is
wild.
because when you're sober, you notice more. Like, you know which guy to follow. Like, oh, this dude is totally gonna fucking fall down.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Jasmine's about to do the stupid thing. Let's
Yeah.
make sure that we. I love that
No,
shit.
it's
That's like my
people, That's how I
favorite.
treat my sats whenever I'm downtown. Is it's just people watching. It's just fucking hilarious.
Dude, it's fucking. It's
Yeah.
magic. It's straight up magic to watch people be fucking
It's
stupid.
like it's like Animal Planet.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm the animal. In the
Yeah,
animal.
well, and all of us, we have those moments because there were times where you're like, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna be fucking, I'm sitting here and just fucking power smoke my fucking cigarettes and be pissed off about it, like almost like hard edge about it, and we're just fucking being jackholes, and the thing is that I don't have to be, because of the way that have either of you ever even seen me catch a buzz?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I don't think you have. Like, it's such a rarity for me to even catch a buzz. Like, I think we've smoked weed together once.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I
I
just.
would love to watch that. Like,
We smoked.
I just-
Yeah,
I
no,
just get
because me
wild.
and you and
Or so you have an anxiety
Audrey.
attack.
Me and you and Audrey.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah.
We was in
Yeah.
Denver. We
Yeah, I
we
was in
smoked a J
Denver,
up
yeah.
on the fucking
So
park.
we stole the gin and tonic from the bar.
Yeah.
In the glass. Yeah. Like,
See, I don't
Oh, I
have to be
remember.
fucked up, and I do stupid shit. I'm good at it. Like.
I don't know.
So, like, and that's just part of it, is I've done so many fun things and so many cool things sober that, like, when I, it's my favorite part is telling people the dumb shit they did. They're like, no, I was like, not only did you do this, But I had my phone out.
Yeah.
You want to watch?
Caught it.
That's my favorite shit in the world. Like,
Caught
it's
it.
the best because you do see it. It is like, I love, I mean, I went to Vegas here 2 weeks ago. I was there for several days, and my people getting sick, people, like, my whole schedule got fuckhoused. Just literally 6 hours after getting there, I realized that everything I had planned was not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up on the mall watching people, or Scarlett had never been there, so she's like, I mean, she's been there, but not as an adult. So she's like, I want to see stuff, I want to do stuff. So we're checking out galleries and different, and she's like, you notice so much shit that I wouldn't even think to look at.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's because I've spent so much time, and like this time, I'm not looking for the next drink, the next bar, it's literally, which isn't to say that when I went down last year with Hales and Jazz and all them, I was drinking. Fuck, I was winning us free drinks by drinking massive amounts. I was cool with that, but it's fine for me to go and be sober and have a good time, and it's a different experience. Yeah, it's not better or worse, it's just different.
I just now gotten to that point where I can like go out and like have a decent time. I still hit my threshold really quickly, It's like an hour and 30 minutes in, I'm like, all right, time to go home.
Was it Christmas or was it Thanksgiving when you came? You said, man, I was handling it really well until I got here, and now I want a beer.
I think it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you were like, I was good
Black Friday.
until I got here, and like, oh fuck, now
it'll hit me every once in a while.
Yeah.
I just like want a beer really bad, but other than that,
Was Thanksgiving the night that I came here all fucked up? And
You were
ate all
not
your
fucked
mashed potatoes?
That was a few nights later, but yeah, it was the Saturday
Me
after.
and Ian showed up at like 3 in the morning here and
And
just
just-
like
I
ate
made him-
all of his
I made him
leftovers.
fucking couple plates of- yeah, I just made him
all
plates
of the
of food.
Thanksgiving leftovers.
They were obviously
like,
very drunk and very hungry, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do anything other than like feed the beast, so I fed them both, and dude, I thought Ian was gonna cry. He kept hugging me. He's like, bro, like, I don't know how you, like, there's no way you made all this food. Like, how did you do that? And he's like,
he was
fascinated.
he was like about to cry over the mashed potatoes. He's like, they're so good.
And then I like made him a fucking to-go thing so they could go, and he was just like, I get to take them with me? I'm like, that's what Tupperware's for, homie. Like,
he's just he's a very he's a man of simple means.
He really is.
Yeah,
and
he is.
God, I hate. He is the most talented person that nobody knows.
Yeah, no, for real. I remember getting into it with him and Kenny back when Kenny was still living in town because
they're so good, and yet they just
I booked them like an opening set for like one of the local.
I remember
that.
that.
I booked them. It was at the Mesa. I remember like
I remember
had
that.
an opportunity to have them open up for somebody. I don't even remember what.
I don't remember either. It was a good show.
Yeah, but
and they bricked.
No, they bailed. I mean, to be fair, I sprung it on them. You know what I mean? Because like I've been bugging them forever to like put their shit out. Yeah, to like I was like getting like aggressive with it. And looking back on it, I definitely was like,
you had the best of intentions.
I had the best
how
of
you
intentions.
handled it,
How I
maybe a
handled
little
it
bit.
was like just aggro as fuck.
But I mean,
I just thought that's what they needed.
bird
but,
nest.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, straight up, like,
but no,
yeet him out the fucking nest
he's like
sometimes.
one of the most talented like songwriters and singers I know. Him and Gary both have such a profound understanding of melody that it's like baffling to me because I'll sit there and I'll be like thinking in my head and like whenever I'm like walking or something and like I just I'll like try and even like compose something in my head and I just like it blows my mind what they can come up with.
See, I always have a soundtrack. I always have a soundtrack, so it's a matter of just tapping into that soundtrack.
Yeah, it's wild.
No, I mean, and the thing is though, like people look at Gary and they're like, oh yeah, he has the guitar, he sings publicly, he does stuff.
Yeah.
They look at Ian and Ian lately has looked more put together.
Oh yeah.
Over the last like probably 4 or 5 months, he looks a lot more self-aware. He seems to be paying more attention to like, oh, I'm gonna shave, I'm gonna be clean, I'm gonna do this. Like he actually, and it's not that he was ever like. He never looked homeless before, but he didn't give a shit.
Yeah, didn't give a fuck.
He never fucking cared, and now it's like, and I don't know that he necessarily does give a fuck, but I think he's got kind of the whole like,
fuck less now.
Exactly. But I think it's just he's on a routine of I get up, I shower, I
just
eat, I
found
do
out
this, I
about
go work.
hairbrushes.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
like,
what I mean?
it's like he just discovered this new like
eyebrow?
he watched fucking Little Mermaid and went,
Yeah.
there's another use for this,
Yeah,
like something like that, like, but.
No, the man's
People look at him
so
and they don't know what to expect.
No, he's
because he talks like a moron.
Yeah,
he does. He talks like he's a dumb, and he makes so much fun of himself. You're like, oh, he really.
Yeah, you understand. It's so like meta, dude. Like the shit that he says.
Everything is fourth wall.
Everything has like
meta
multiple layers.
Yeah, it's like
and that's just it. Everything he says is a joke.
Yeah,
almost on purpose, and I fucking love that.
Oh my god, Cody's gonna send me that voicemail.
Is he really?
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Oh,
is he at work? So that's why I didn't answer.
So
yeah.
Damn it.
Dude, one of the funniest things Ian ever did, and this is like one of my favorite things he ever did. I remember It was at Norman's old house, and I was on like a bender, and I had been given sass, which I did not know was different. I thought sass was just fire Molly. I didn't know that it was like, I didn't know. Nobody told me, bro. Nobody told me, so I take this shit. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm fucking.
Are you all ready for this?
Oh, okay, I hit it. Jesus. Wasted.
Aggressively loving it.
Oh, hey! I want to know where you were at.
I don't care. I'm
just fucking walking up the Fifth Street Bridge or some shit like, yeah!
Come hang out with me!
It's so good.
And then just, I love you, bye.
How is it that when Cody fucks up, there's always a video camera?
Yeah.
Like the fucking pop.
Bro, you remember that? Yeah, I remember his
story.
Yeah, he's like
pop can to the eye. Him telling me that story was almost funnier than seeing the video.
The fact that they had security camera footage of it is hilarious.
The fact that Kay had presence enough to go get it immediately. Like
Cody needs to talk about like TikTok. Cody needs to fucking.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he already went like he had that one like Snapchat. Like,
he has sold 2 videos to ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got the like bird one and everything.
Yeah.
He was so good on Twitter. He got so hurt that nobody would credit him. I'm like, bro, it's Twitter. Like, but it's everywhere. Nobody knows it was me.
Me and Ian want to go around with like a reporter's mic and just like interview people while we're all fucked up.
Yeah, dude, it's fun as shit.
But yeah, so back to with the Ian
sass thing.
Yeah, so I had taken the sass, zero clue that it was gonna fuck me up as much as it did. I had so much anxiety, and you know how Norman's house used to, like old house used to be.
Like Creek can be weird,
constant people. Many fucking people.
Constant people. And
so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for a walk, and I went for a walk, and I came back inside, and everyone's staring at me, like they were concerned. You know what I mean? But they were like, "Were you okay?" People kept coming up and being like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I literally got to a point where I was like, fuck off. Like, I'm fine. Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. I'm going to chill here. Don't talk to me. And then Ian comes up. He's sucking on a Tootsie Pop. He comes up. He looks at me, and I look at him. Like, he could see that I was pissed. And he just pulls it out of his mouth. And he's like, you want to lick? It instantly changed my whole fucking thing. Like, yeah, just the fucking...
Dude, the second time I was ever around Ian, and the reason... Me being around Ian was a lot like being around you, where I was not really sure who he was or why he was around. He just was at my house, and okay, this is Ian. The second time he ever came over, he was alone, and he was waiting for Kenny to meet him there. I have no idea how he got to the house. I have no idea how he knew where my house was. I knew nothing about what his plans were, but he literally shows up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to prep dinner." It was one of the nights that Pants was there, and we were making breakfast for dinner. He's like, "Oh, bro, that sounds really good." Blah. I said, "What are you making?" I started making stuff, and the whole time I'm like taste testing shit, and like doing the whole like dipping it on my finger stuff. And he's like, "Can I have some?" I was like, "Yeah." So I got some. He goes, "No, man, I want it authentic." I was like,
"From your finger."
So I put my finger and stuck it in his mouth, and he's like, "Thanks." I was like, "We are gonna be friends." That was so fucking cool.
Stick your finger in my mouth, bro.
And there's the fact that he said, "No, I want it authentic." He's also one of the first people when he saw me lick Bauer's eye. He's like, "Will you lick my eye?" Not like, "Oh god, that's so fucked up." He's like,
the first time I met you, you put sriracha in your eye and your nose.
Yeah.
And then you literally walked up to us. You had an onion in one hand and a bottle of sriracha. You stick it in your eye, stick it up your nose, snort it, and then just take a bite of the onion and just look at me and Ian. And I was just like, "Sup, dude? I'm Joben."
Didn't know whether to leave or stay.
Well, the thing is everybody was talking about how tough they were and what they could do, and I was like, "Fuck y'all," and I shut the conversation down and moved on because it would have been going on for like 45 minutes, and I was tired of hearing it. Like, you know what?
I'm so tough.
Let's just take this next. Let's just take this next level.
Meals for breakfast without any milk.
Well, it's like that night that fucking what's-her-fuck came down and was talking about the fact that I can squeeze lemons and limes in my eyes, and then we're sitting there. She orders a plate, and she goes, "Let's see if I can do it too." Sticks a lemon in her eye. She can't really touch it, so I literally grab it, hold her eye open, and just fucking pouring limes in her eyes. She's like, "No, give me more!" Jesus. Fucking Brandon and Jordan are just like, "Don't give them any more." So I'm doing it to me, yeah, I've done that shit. It's the same as lighting myself on fire, stapling myself.
Yeah. Remember when the piece of Kevlar went in your eye?
Dude, I was actually telling that story the other day, because...
At the warehouse show, the flaming piece of Kevlar.
Where my eyes swelled up.
I was like, fucking... And
coming out
that
of my
was another
socket.
time I fucking got all drunk, and then Cal, like, brings me out to the car, and like gives me like a fucking gram dab, and I go back in there, and I literally like could barely see my eyes. And then I just remember sitting there in this chair,
Fucking
and
cash
like, I was
cow.
like zoning out, and it's like the end of the night, and there's only like 10 of us there. It was like you and some other fucker, probably you and Cody and them, and like I'm like sitting there, and then you like look over at me and
Caleb
you're
was
like,
there.
"Are you okay?" And I'm just like, "I don't fucking know, dude." Like,
Yeah, it was.
the warehouse show was fun.
Those were fun shows.
Yeah. I'd love to do stuff like that
Everyone
again,
was
but it's just like
fucking
so fucking
high on
not
spray.
worth-
Everyone was
so not
fucking.
worth it.
Everyone was high on spray paint fumes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, we really were.
Yeah.
We really were. Like,
Yeah, those were so much fun. And,
they were fun. And we actually did cool shit with them, which is the
Yeah.
other side of that. It wasn't just a let's get
It was the
fucked
perfect
up
time and the
or-
perfect place. I don't know how it would go now. You know, it's just
If we
such
did
a
it right,
weird,
if we did it
different
right, I think it would
place,
do really well. But it's almost like we'd have to do the guerrilla warfare style of shit,
Yeah.
and that's
We need a warehouse.
Yeah, if we need a different city.
well, we
You
need
know,
people that actually
realistically.
understand what we're trying to
Yeah.
do, and that it actually is something real, and
Or
that's
just,
the
you
hard
know,
part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, is that so many people don't understand that when we're doing shows or we're doing entertainment, we were talking about this the other day, like, I know how to do this to make money, but if
Yeah.
I was in it to make money, I wouldn't be in this industry.
Yeah. No.
And
Yeah,
it's been really hard to explain that to people, especially
Yeah.
recently. Like, Zach and I were talking about, because they came down for the I Set to Kill show, and we had a blast. It was fucking fantastic. It was like one of the most fun times I've had with those guys ever.
Yeah.
And I loved Controlled Demise. I love hanging out with them. But we keep running into shit where, man, I don't know whether I can keep Swinging News going. We want to do the bigger shows, but then this happens and this happens, and we're
Yeah.
hearing this, and it's like, it's all that shit over and over and over again. See how much of you guys can actually see in this. There, that's better.
Oh, wow.
Kenny!
Like a rip the string.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, just
I don't know. I think it'd be worth trying. I think it'd be worth doing just to see what would happen.
Yeah,
Because I think
that would
right
be
now
fun.
enough people would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like we talked about it. Like, why haven't we done? Like Cody keeps getting me like, "Why haven't you guys done? Like, I heard you guys used to play these shows at Quincy's where it was like the three of you and you'd go like play off each other and like, you know, a couple of people have asked me why you aren't doing that." I'm like, I'm not entirely sure that Scores or any place in this town could actually handle that right now.
yeah.
I'm
It's
not.
such a different thing.
It was
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
It was.
Definitely scare out the top 40 crowd.
No, and that's the thing is like
You know,
if we did
yeah.
that the way we do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do that in the garage, and it's fun for the three of us. It's basically us. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Look, it's that. It's fun as shit.
Yeah.
We do that in a place where it's like we're supposed to be getting paid to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It might not fly.
Might not work. Might not go so well. And I think that we would have to, in order for art, any art in this town to exist, it almost has to be. I don't want to say shoved down people's throats because it's not really that.
Yeah.
It's almost like we have to give them a huge taste of what we can do,
Yeah.
and then say, if you like this,
Yeah.
this is how you do more of this.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's interesting the way that I don't know my like whole mindset on it has like kind of shifted over the past like 2 years of just, you know, now it's just kind of because it was my whole thing for so long. It was like
Yeah,
that's what my
absolutely.
main focus. You know, I was working fucking dead end jobs and just like putting all my time and money and energy into doing that. And now it's kind of shifted to where it's like more of just actually just being a fun thing that I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily like a make or break or like a, you know, my entire livelihood or, you know,
Your
essence of
existence
being.
isn't.
Yeah,
your
my whole
existence
essence
isn't-
of being is
yeah.
not tied up in it anymore, so I can actually just go and have fun.
Which means I bet you cry a lot
Yeah,
less.
I haven't cried after a set since I got sober, since I stopped like really kind of, you know, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while because I used to get so heated,
Yeah.
you know, because I put so much into it and I was
Yeah.
just getting not what I didn't think was.
Can you play something a
Enough
little
out
more
of it.
modern?
Yeah, I still want to get
Motherfucker!
Yeah, dude, that is the next face tattoo. Whenever I get the rest of my
Play something more modern.
yeah, I literally. So for context, I was
Yeah.
playing a bar set, and the manager came up to me, and the door manager came up to me and said, "Hey, like, can you play something like more modern? You know, something a little bit more modern." And that song had literally released like 3 hours earlier.
Yeah.
It was like a new. It was even like a top 40 artist. It wasn't
Yeah.
even like,
Yeah.
it was like
It was
Kevin Gates or something. It was like a
Yeah.
new Kevin Gates song.
Yeah, it
It
wasn't
literally just
something-
came out that day, and I was like, Yeah, totally, dude. And I threw on a song that was on like top 40 like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And he was like so stoked. It's like, oh, dude. Yeah.
Well, and where we live, the Western Slope is such the
Yeah,
best.
we're
in
very
Eastern
far
Utah.
behind,
We talk
yeah.
about that all the time. We're like 5 months behind
No,
Denver.
I remember when Crank That Soldier Boy came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my homie Chaz coming back from Texas like 5 months before it was ever on the radio here. And was like, he's like, it was his new ringtone. He's like, bro, my cousin showed me this. And it was Crank That Soldier Boy. And then 5 months later, like it was on the radio here in town. You know, it's just funny how that works.
It's been that way since I was a
The fact
kid,
that bejeweled jeans are still like a trend. It's like people like,
Yeah.
you can tell someone's like a Junction native because they're wearing the bedazzled
They got the
jeans all
chandelier on
time.
their ass, yeah.
The chandelier on their butt. They shop at the buckle.
Yeah.
You know, which is like whatever. You know, I'm not gonna knock someone's personal style.
I still wear jorts sometimes. Let's be real.
Bro, yeah, jorts are tight. Yeah, I'm so sad that I lost the pair. So Gary gave me a pair of fucking Jinko shorts, denim shorts. Not
No
only were they
way.
Jinko denim shorts, they were black and they had a fucking dragon decal, like a red
That's
threading.
so
Yeah,
sick.
dude, and I lost them. I don't know where the fuck they
do
went.
you lose?
Yeah, Max gave them to him. He gave him a bunch of trip pants and these Jinko denim shorts that went
That's
down
so
to my
good.
cankles, like my calves. Like they were
so
fucking
badass,
so sick.
dude.
Yeah, I lost them. I'm fucking pissed about it.
That's sad.
Goddamn Chinkos.
Yeah. See,
Jinkos
but
are
that's
the
exactly
OG.
why I can't shit on chandelier pants, is because
Yeah.
like I'm sitting here saying that like a pair of fucking khaki Jinko jean shorts with a dragon decal on them is sick. Like,
That is
you know, it is sick. But that's what I'm saying. It's
Well,
it's
I mean, you've
arbitrary,
always been
like,
a little. Your
weird.
fashion sense is.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with not having like my parents didn't have money to like go buy new clothes.
Yeah.
I was always jealous of kids wearing like Abercrombie and Fitch and shit like that. You know, just being a white kid. You know, from the middle class.
Mayonnaise is
But like,
spicy.
but they never could. They could never do it. So we went and shopped at like secondhand stores, or I got secondhand from like hand-me-downs from like my mom's like older kids. Not my mom's older kids, my mom's friends' older kids. I'm the oldest, so I hope
Do
there's no
you
older kids.
realize that I have boots that I still wear that are older than either of you?
Oh yeah, no, like I wouldn't doubt it.
I have a pair because I
don't
lost so
have
much
a pair of
weight.
boots that's
I
good.
have a pair of jeans that were made in 1978 that I wear. They're button flies. They were made in 1978, and I wear them. And people can't tell. They don't realize
Button fly jeans are shit,
Yeah.
dog. I don't even know.
I don't know, man. Every time I gotta pee, I'm just pissed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like the whole like, go zip run. Like I want to get to the sink and wash my hands. I don't want to be.
But I mean,
I'm scared of my penis. Let's be real here. Like, that's
I want
one
to
of
get
those
away
things,
from
like, I
that
don't
thing
want
as fast as I can.
Yeah,
I
no.
look at it.
If I could have less than 10 minutes a day with you, I'm happy. Stay the fuck off me. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's like the whole thing behind it is I had to put together shit like that just wouldn't really work.
No, I just remember being like in LA and you're like, dude, this ugly peach thing, I kind of need it. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you would see just like the random shit you see and you're like, I kind of want it. I kind of, and like, no one would wear that. And then you see some random person walk by wearing it, like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
What the fuck, man? Like,
Bro, you know what fucking makes me sad? I don't know where it is now, but I fucking found a Burberry trench coat at a fucking thrift store in San Francisco. Like a fucking, it was like this long.
Like
like
a duster?
Like, yeah, it was like a Burberry duster, bro. It was fucking sick.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So sick, and I don't know what the fuck I did with it. But
You
I was
always
like,
shit like a motherfucker,
I was
man.
like, I was like 15 probably, and I was just like, I want that. Fucking, I just like rolled around the Burberry.
Ask your
trench
brother
coat.
if it's in his closet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's actually going to be the next like creative like venture I go out on is going back into apparel and clothing. Like, going
I'm
into that
ready to
seriously.
start back
Yeah,
up.
'cause
I've been trying so
I just
hard.
because just lately I feel like that's just like where I've always been digitally more creatively.
Yeah.
You know.
No, absolutely, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been doing. I'm struggling with design stuff, because especially since I launched all the accessories.
Mhm.
That's been the hardest thing for me, because some of the accessories, like every piece I have, is either inspired by or is a part of something that somebody I met.
Mhm.
Even down to the shirts that we did, like
Yeah.
it's a piece of, okay, let's take this culture, let's take that moment.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it's always been. I've been really struggling with lately, how do I bring this out to show people?
Mm-hmm.
Did that just be?
No, that was my watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that, but yeah, I think I'm done. My whatever I end up naming my new project, I think I'm done making dubstep for sure.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm definitely.
I
Gonna
mean, you've
move
been
to-
kind of on that fence for a hot
Yeah,
minute,
but I think
you
I'm
know.
gonna definitely move to like a more
I think
a
that-
housey vibe.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's gonna be a lot better.
Well,
he was there for my set the other
Yeah,
night, and that was
fucking
that was better than like any dubstep.
What I
set
saw-
I've
what I
played
saw on
in a long
Snapchat,
time.
I've
sounded
just never
fucking killer.
been like a dubstep dude, you know what I mean? Like I like some hard shit, you know what I mean? Like Midnight Tyrannosaurus, like, I fucking love that kind of shit, but I can only listen to it so fucking much. You know what I mean?
but
it's
like,
just like, at a certain point...
That's any music, though.
Yeah, true. No, it is. But it just is like, I don't know, there's something different about, I would say, comparatively to house or even techno or deep house that, like, dub is just, like, I don't know if it's the abrasiveness, like, or how much more, you know...
It's very driving, it's very... And that's the
you know,
thing, is that, like,
know.
okay, to put it in comparison with me, I absolutely love grindcore.
Yeah.
I love it. It's,
Yeah,
I mean, I love the fucking 2-minute songs and the fucking just brutal, vomitous lyrics. Yeah. I love black metal. I love blackened metal. I love Black and Death. I love tech metal. I love math metal. I love gent. Like, I love all that stuff.
I love math rock.
But there's a time and a place where I can't. Well, you've seen me at it. I don't know if you ever have, but you've seen me at it where I'll sit and I'll just get in the zone and I'll be doing stuff. And sometimes it's I want classical. Sometimes it's I want jazz.
No, it's
sometimes
totally a mood thing too.
Yeah, it's a mood thing.
Totally right.
So like for me, I can go to dubstep, but I want to see dubstep live in a big big setting. I don't listen to dubstep just sitting around doing anything.
I find myself doing it a lot less, and I find myself listening to like things like, because I love electronic music and I always will.
No, absolutely.
You know, and even more as I get older. But like house and things like that like I can kind of like.
I mean, I've been listening.
I don't know. It's more because like right now, how I kind of see dubstep is that like it's basically just like a contest of who can make the weirdest noise. It's not even necessarily like musical composition anymore.
No, it's not.
It's just kind of like,
to be honest,
how crazy can I make this?
Like
how crazy can I make this sound?
Most dubstep DJs, and I don't want to trash talk too many, but most dubstep DJs, not necessarily all the producers, but DJs, don't actually have any background in music. Don't understand the concept of an 8-bar, a 12-bar, a 16-bar. Yeah. They don't know that stuff. They learned it kind of
inadvertently.
Yeah,
people,
like
a lot of people literally learn like all of their a lot of like DJs learn all of their music theory from just like looking at Serato.
Yeah,
like literally.
I mean, you can and so
you can learn a lot.
You can learn to play guitar by playing tab and learn what keys and codes and modes are. That doesn't mean you're going to be good at it.
Yeah,
doesn't mean you can turn around and write it.
Yeah.
You know, it takes an actual education, and too many people don't self-educate, and they don't self-regulate. And so to me, like, there's certain settings. I can't sit and put on grindcore or put on... I can't listen to country if I'm sitting still. But if I'm driving, I can cruise to country. Yeah. The second maddest I've ever been at you was when you had your fucking, the remix of the 6 remixes on one track. And then
I fell asleep and
with
it's
the
just
phone
playing,
on the other side, it's just playing
it's
over
playing
and
like
over
a remix album of this.
And I'm the only one awake. I know everybody
I remember
the fuck out.
like Eric like shook me awake and I was just like, what's going on? He's like, change this song.
I got to Eagle before I was ready to pull the fuck over or crash the van.
Yeah, he was just like,
I couldn't change the fucking song. I couldn't do it anymore.
You know, lately it's been weird, man. Like, I mean, I've always been this way where after like a set or something, I wouldn't listen to anything in the car. People used to get like really upset.
I'm that way.
Yeah, well I just
when I got done with this,
my ears would hurt.
Drive home from the strip club.
Yeah.
Silent.
No,
I couldn't handle it.
Well, now like I have to be in a very specific mood, and it's usually like my manic moods. Like I'm like clinically manic, where I'm listening to music in the car. Otherwise, it's dead silent. Yeah. I prefer it that way, and just I remember being just scouring online for music and listening to music all day long. That's all I did was listen to music. Now I don't. I don't listen to music.
I went through a phase like
I'll go through like before a set or something. I'll go through my sites that I use, like my MP3 pool and whatever, and I'll like find stuff that. But I mean, I quit
playing drums for 3 years. I couldn't stand to look at my kit. I couldn't pick up sticks. Like, I just quit. I don't listen. I don't listen to any of my own music, for one, and that people find that really odd. But I don't really like to listen to my own music.
I think most people don't like that, honestly.
But, like, or even music that I've, like, been just production or mastering on. I'm just like, I heard so much of that, I don't really know.
I do, like, I think, like, part of like my self-therapy is just like driving around and like absolutely screaming pop punk in my car. I definitely do like
manic.
See, and I
I'll put on fucking Breaking Benjamin or put on fucking just pop punk with random shit.
I've listened to a bunch of Magnolia Park recently, and I fucking love them.
Haley got me on to, so it's the bands that Johnny Craig was in before Dance Gavin Dance.
Emerosa?
What? Emerosa? Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
Emerosa's
listening to a
badass.
shit ton of that lately. That's
Yeah.
like literally all I've been listening
tight,
to.
yeah, Emerosa, but
Yeah.
Johnny Craig's a
Dude, Johnny
fucking
Craig is an
douche, but-
angel.
Yeah,
He sold
definitely.
fake MacBooks to people on
Fuck
Facebook, and like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
wasn't he the MacBook
Uh-huh.
scammer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Man, if I was a little, just a like
But I
a
mean-
centimeter more morally corrupt, that's what I'd be
But I
doing
mean,
for.
hey, fucking,
It's
like,
just
people still listen to
Facebook
Ronnie
scam.
Radke, and he was accessory to murder, so
Yeah.
fucking.
I don't like Ronnie Radke. I just don't like him. Like, I don't like his music that
I
much.
just
so
that
it's
whole
just
persona around that kind of like
Just like, yeah.
person.
It's
is
like,
just so
well,
like I don't know. I've never
it's-
gotten behind it. It's like it's like oh, I'm a bad boy.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
oh,
like-
sick, dude. Cool.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
Ronnie.
sick, rock on, bro. Like cool. Go,
Well,
go
okay,
murder
but here's
somebody.
the other side of it though, is that how many of us, if we heard that, if you take the stories we hear about Radke in particular, or Craig, or you take it and you make it Snoop or ICP, suddenly it's credible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's just part of who they are.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't
you know,
become the
it's-
main part. It's like that's a side. It's not their persona.
Yeah.
This is
Well, and I feel like that kind of, it's interesting how I always found it interesting because that's why I loved MF Doom for so long and still do, obviously. But,
there's
you
no
know,
one that compares to him.
no, exactly. But and
true
that's why
singularity in-
The
in-
Weeknd I was a huge, still am a huge fan of The
Fucking-
Weeknd. He's top 5 for me for sure. But he was, up until Echoes of Silence, just after Echoes of Silence, nobody even saw his face, never did an interview, and MF is like that kind of anonymity behind the artist where it's like. Because so much of commercial artistry these days is tied to the persona around the artist and not necessarily the art.
That was the concept behind Dead Mouse. That was the
Exactly, you
concept
know what I mean?
behind-
Like, I fuck with that so heavy.
No, and
It's
I
such
love
an
that.
interesting
That's-
concept of like.
Well, and people have asked me if that's what I'm trying to do, and it's not.
Yeah.
I really just think this is funny, and I don't like being on camera.
Yeah.
It's not even that. Like, I love the anonymity, but it's not like a gimmick. It's
Yeah,
not like
it's
I'm
not like an
hoping.
artistic choice. It's
I
just
really
like, I really
just-
don't want like my face.
I
to be
really
shown.
just don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
fucking-
I'm an ugly son of a bitch, and I'd rather not be on camera. Thanks.
When I
Like,
saw Opio, he fucking played Benzie Box by MF Doom. And that was just the coolest or by it's Danger Doom, it's not
Yeah.
MF
Danger Man, but
Doom.
still,
Yeah, it's
still.
Danger Man.
Fucking MF Doom is like that was the first so him and Aesop Rock. That was Jack Les showed me both of them, and we were both. I was like, for the longest time, I was a little scene kid, and I was like, I hate rap.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's stupid.
I had so many
Like,
friends that were like that. I was the hip hop head pretending to be a scene
No,
kid.
yeah,
And all my
and
friends were
then
like
Jack
scene
was
kids
like, he was like, I
pretending to be
know,
hip hop
he was like, I don't like rap either, but like, listen to this, and and he put on Benzie Box, and we're just like,
dude.
Yeah, but you
Often
talk about it.
fucking-
Here's the thing, though. If you get an introduction like that to hip hop, like for me, I didn't like hip hop because all I saw was what MTV provided. It's all gangster rap. I was like, this is stupid. This is stupid. I don't fucking like it. This is dumb. The cool. They got the cars. They got the guns. They
Yeah.
got the girls. Whatever. I really wasn't into it. That wasn't the same as I fucking hate hair metal because it's the same fucking
Yeah,
thing. It's the girls and the
it's the
fucking
same
glam, and I don't
shit.
give a fuck.
Fuck with
Like I don't.
hair metal,
I
dude.
fucking
Fuck
hate it. I
with hair
fucking
metal,
hate
dog.
it.
I
I
fucking-
respect it.
Give me
but
some
I-
That's the
Twisted
epitome
Sister,
of
some
perception.
Twisted
The
Sister,
perception
dog.
artistry is
Yeah.
hair metal,
Fucking-
gangster rap.
Yeah,
It's
so
the,
here's the thing, though.
storytelling behind the story of it.
I saw NWA.
Yeah.
I saw him live, and
The
I went.
fucking the music
Well,
video
I
for
got it.
the music video for "We're Not Gonna Take It" is the epitome of art in this world. Like, it is the epitome of art in this world. So, have you seen that video?
Oh yeah.
He the little
Have I
kid
seen
like
that
starts
video?
spinning around and he turns into the like it's so
good.
bad.
Well,
It's terrible.
here's my problem with that though. D. Snyder in particular really led the charge in we're not gonna be censored. This is art. It's who we are. It's what we do. He was a part of that. Jello Biafra was a part of that. I mean, there were so many artists that stepped up and went.
Billy Corgan, fucking
Yeah, there's so many artists that have stepped in over the years. And
He
okay,
was
so,
like the
so
first
Axl
person
Rose, the fact that
cross-dressing.
Axl Rose is all his music, dude, Appetite for Destruction, the entire album is basically about doing coke and fucking bitches. The whole album is basically that, and he's a sober, monogamous guy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's. I dig that. Okay, that's cool. But when I saw NWA, when I saw it live. And then I remember coming home and a couple of my friends were like, dude, you got to check out Tupac. Like, you really want to understand, you got to check out Tupac. And I was like, all right, there's some musicality. Then I found out he went to Juilliard. I went,
Yeah.
fuck. So I started really looking at it. I started looking at all these guys who actually went to music schools, went to art schools. And I started looking at the musicality of the design. And of course, then I started getting into Dilated Peoples. And there's so
Rhyme
many,
Sayers.
the whole Rhyme Sayers crew, the backpack rap and things like that.
Yeah.
There was so much more to it that if you're introduced to something the right way,
Yeah. when it comes to lyrical composition, hip hop is the most like complex.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And if you, I mean, you could actually write mathematical theorems based on the syncopated rhythms that Eminem spits out there.
Well,
the man's
like,
genius. He makes things rhyme. That
Eminem, like
he
knows, like it's something he knows, like double the amount of words that the average person does. He will just like sit reading a dictionary, just like.
You know, so like hip hop's like I've always been like because I grew up with my dad being a country head.
Yeah.
And my mom being.
Your dad listens to good country.
He does. He listens to.
I
love it. I mean,
your
Chris
dad listens to good country.
Brooks and Dunn, like.
We sat out the number of times we sat out there with him, just kind of sad, sipping on a whiskey, listening to George Strait.
No, it's
like,
more bluegrass.
This is cool.
It's more bluegrass than it is country.
Yeah.
Because country now is just pop.
Yeah.
My parents, it was.
I fucking hate the Eagles, man.
My mom and my dad both listened to like shit like. Fucking The Game and like fucking like my dad was like fucking he was the one that like got me into like Primus and all that. I fucking love Primus.
No, your dad and I had a pretty long conversation about some of the music I grew up listening to, and he's like, "So did you do the whole like driving like a madman with the giant bucket seat?" I'm like, "Still would if I could."
Yeah, like,
I would still do that
like
shit.
Slayer and shit.
Yeah.
And, like fucking
I fucking hated Slayer. That's the one.
But
everybody else was getting into Slayer, I was getting into Sepultura.
I wasn't too into Slayer, but like I definitely like Metallica and fucking and like. But I feel like Primus was like the one that like.
Yeah.
Like,
my name
outlier
is
in that.
Who knows, there's
fucking,
there's so many.
There's literally not
like
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Les Claypool is the best bassist who's fucking like ever lived. He is insane, bro.
Geddy Lee's up there. Rush, Geddy Lee's up there.
I mean,
no, I mean, and it depends on the style. But as far as his musical writing, the fact that he can play like that and
Les
still
Claypool
sing,
is a fucking goddamn genius.
One of my favorite moments ever is that it was when I was in Seventh Seal. So this is like late '90s. We went. God, you know what it was? It was fucking. What the fuck was that tour? It's the one that Korn started. And it was the second year. It was Limp Bizkit, Ice Cube.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I forget the name.
Family Values.
Yeah.
Family Values, I believe, is '98 or '99.
They're still doing those.
Yeah, it's just it was fucking. Primus was on that, and because of talking to Wes and everybody else, they were like, "Yeah, come out, hang out." And we were like behind the fence. We're talking to people, and just kind of cracking jokes and bullshitting. And fucking Sam had had some real problems with his bass. Kept breaking his G string, which is pretty fucking difficult.
Stripper's worst nightmare.
There you go. I mean, it's fucking hard to do that, and we could never figure it out. And so, literally, Claypool's sitting right there, and I'm like, Sam, you have no fear. Ask him. Mr. Claypool, sir, can I ask you a question? Is it important? I mean, it is to me. Well, then it's important. What do you got to do? He goes, and he told me, he went through the whole problem, and he goes, okay, what have you done to try and let's go through this. And he's like, checklist, like, what have you tried to fix it? And you do this. And he's going through it all, and he goes, well, son, there's only one thing I can tell you. He's like, really? You got to figure it out. He goes, I got your answer for you. I know exactly what to do. He's like, what? He goes, I'm going to tell you this. Tough shit, and you're a fucking moron. Walked away. I've never seen Sam happier. He was like, Les Claypool just called me a moron. Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. And it was one of those moments where he literally was like, I don't know how the fuck you're doing that, but you're stupid, so bye. And I loved it. And so seeing them a few years later, I saw them touring with, I saw them in Vail. Aquabats are on that run. And people, that pisses me off that people don't understand how good a drummer Travis Barker really is because they know him through Blink. And don't get me wrong, I love what he does with Blink, but the Aquabats, that was some otherworldly shit. Like, Aquabats, not like, if these bands didn't exist, there would be no so many bands.
Yeah.
Seven Dust, Deftones, all these bands just threw out.
So that's fucking so you used to have a meme, and it was like it was like a Travis Barker looking at the lineup for When We Were Young festival, realizing he has to play for every band, and he's just like, it's like
is that festival even going to actually happen?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, the beauty is at least Barker lives in Vegas. He doesn't drive far.
Yeah, the thing is, I saw that and I was like, bro, I don't think this is going to happen.
The best parts about the When We Were Young, for one, it is fun for me to make fun of, and I've sent you a couple memes, I've sent you some stuff, like, it's fun for me to make fun of.
The most god-awful thing I've
ever seen. It really is.
It's
The best part of that is I know several of the bands that are on that, and they were all like, bro, we just knew we were playing a festival in Vegas. We didn't know when. We didn't know who with. When it came out, we're like, are we getting punked? There are bands on that bill that are still like, I mean, we're going.
Did you see the?
But we don't know if we're playing.
Did you see the
I
whole
set
I
my
set
friends
my,
on.
Did you see the whole I set
It's
my
small.
friends on fire thing?
Dude,
Yeah.
They fucking they
good.
bought the domain name when we were Young Fest and fucking they
So
bought that
good.
domain name. We're like holding it hostage,
Bro.
and like made the whole thing that it was like see y'all in the parking lot. We didn't get invited. And, like,
It's like funny though. Like before I found that out, I literally when I saw the lineup, I'm like, where's this moth?
yeah,
Because
where
that's
the
literally
fuck-
the one. Because I was such a poser throughout middle school and high school about like, because I was just like seeing girls. I was like, I just want to date seeing girls, so I'm gonna wear some skinny jeans and like, so I would
You
like.
still wear your
I
pants
know,
down to your knees.
Yeah, and so, I like that was one of the only like screamo bands that I listened to
Fucking
back
love.
then.
I set
Don't
my
fucking-
friends on fire.
Yeah,
Don't-
so I was looking, I was like, where are they at on this lineup? They're not on it. I was like, what the fuck? And then all this happened. I'm like, all right, I'm glad I'm not the only
Yeah.
one who was like, where the fuck is this moth?
God,
Yeah.
they fucking
No, the other
Oh,
part
yeah,
about that
the-
that kills me is the Scott Stapp. I
Bro.
told you about. Did I tell you about that yesterday?
Mm-mm.
Okay. There is a stipulation. You can look this up. This is verifiable
you
on
did
the
tell me
website.
about this,
It's actually
yeah.
something, if you buy the tickets and you read the fine print, one of the stipulations, I guess, in order to have this festival where they're having it on these small-ass festival grounds, is Scott Stapp's property from Creed.
No shit.
Yeah, it's his property. And he put in there, in order for them to do this, that there's a clause that states that at any time, Scott Stapp, with whatever iteration of Creed he wants, can take the stage, play anywhere from 5 to 55 minutes, and the crowd has to clap or he can shut the whole thing down.
That's some shit.
Please
I do.
clap.
Please
Please
some
clap.
Jeb Bush.
It's- yeah,
Jeb Bush
literally-
comes out.
Yeah, it's
so good.
legit.
Yeah.
fucking.
It's in the it's in the
fucking
ticketing.
love
it's-
Creed.
You know,
I fucking love Creed.
did I
bro.
ever show you the YouTube video of fucking Mullet Ben?
No, I don't.
So you know the videos that got really popular like 10 years ago where people would do the whole like, I have a problem. And it's like they tear the paper away and drop it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what show we were at, but it was one of those, we were busier than shit on day like 30 of a fucking 50-day run of shows where we were getting no sleep, not eating right. Like I think one day we literally went to McDonald's and ordered 500 chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And that's what we ate as a crew. We just grabbed a nugget as we ran through because that's all we could fucking figure out. It was miserable.
Fucking bro. You know that Every Time I Die broke up?
Yeah.
And so they fucking, this is another fucking funny thing I Set My Friends on Fire did. They were like, yo, we might have an actual festival, like, spot coming soon. And then they just, like, posted, like, an all caps thing, and it was just like, haha, they only wanted us because Every Time I Die broke up. I'm just like, fucking, like,
Well, they got a sense of humor about it. At least.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
we're fucking, yeah. Matt is he's a goddamn goon on
Oh,
fucking
Mark.
social media.
Dude, I love that shit though.
Didn't
I mean, especially I don't
fucking-
like Franz. I like watching what Franz says. It's
Isn't
fun.
Nabil from I Set My Friends on Fire, didn't he like go to fucking college or something? Like,
I
I
think.
think that's like why they broke up, is because Nabil's like, I want to go to college.
Well, a lot of
They're
bands do
like,
that. I mean, that happens to a lot of people. They just like, they want to move on with
Steve
life.
from Blue's Clues.
"Alright."
You know.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of cried. I teared up a little bit when he did his
When he
whole like,
was
"You're doing
there.
great.
Yeah,
You're
no,
doing
it
great.
was-
Look
it
at
was
you.
awesome for
Look at
sure.
us. Like, oh look."
I wasn't much of a Blue's Clues kid. I mean, I watched
kids
it
were- I'm
and I
old,
liked
man.
it, but I wasn't like, I don't know. You know what I mean? How kids latch on to that one
My
show.
son, that was his thing.
Yeah,
that was
it
his
wasn't
shit.
my
Every
thing.
day he'd
Power
sit there,
Rangers.
putting his
Power
Legos
Rangers
together, and
for me.
just stare at Blue's Clues. That was
Yeah.
his shit. Like he loved that, and Bob the Builder too.
Yeah, I
He's
was
big
a
on
little
that.
bit too old for Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
I was a
Blue's
Cartoon
Clues is-
Network kid,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
Well, I mean, my kid just turned 21.
Fucking
so.
dude, goddamn Courage the Cowardly Dog, Billy and Mandy. Like,
Yeah.
Billy and Mandy was the dopest fucking cartoon. Like, that shit was so sick. I
Evil
love
Incarnate.
Billy. Yeah.
dude. Fucking shit.
So
The
good.
Scott Stapp thing. I have a YouTube video of, that I think is on the Prophecy Records YouTube actually of Ben. He did those little tearaways. We were busy as shit and we were all stressed out, having a bad night. And Cassie was crying and I was fucking losing my shit. I think I fired 2 people. Like it was a bad night. And we were busy as fuck. And he sat down. He was doing ticket taking next to Lauren, and he writes out all these fucking cards. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "You'll just see." And he fucking literally is like, "I love Creed. It's a problem and I am ashamed." It's a fucking
I love
amazing
Creed.
one. So it's like, yeah, it's so fucking good.
Haley showed it to me. There was a bit. I don't know. It wasn't even a Super Bowl. It was just like a Texas Ranger. Not. I don't know if it wasn't the Rangers. Texas. Whatever the Texas football team is. Dallas. Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
There we go. There's like a Dallas Cowboys like regular season game, and Creed played like the halftime for it,
Mhm.
and they like did it like where they had wire work, and he like is flying through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Were Creed
So
Creed
good.
the ones that did that fucking Nirvana cover earlier?
It was really no. That was Chad Kroeger, wasn't it?
Oof.
No, it was.
Have you heard that?
I can't remember who that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
You gotta
horrible.
hear it. You gotta.
Yeah,
You gotta,
it was Puddle of Mud.
Oh, it was
Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
Puddle of
Oh
Mud.
fuck, bro.
I love in my brain immediately something sucked. I went Chet Krager.
Yeah,
I feel like a dick saying
Like,
like,
it
so many
was
people
like
love
literally
Nickelback, but
like
I
it
can't.
sounded like they like went and like plucked a guy from a retirement home and just like played a guitar track behind him.
Yeah.
You
was
stole my
so-
fucking. There will be a $20 fee for any Nickelback request sign.
No, is that a thing here?
Yeah, I had it at the strip club. I hung it up. I literally had it.
I would have stolen it. If I didn't know it was a thing.
That was my thing.
I used to listen to shit ton of Nickelback back in the day.
Yeah.
That's the joke. That's the
when I
whole
was-
joke about the Nickelback
when I had
thing.
broken
I used to listen
down-
to them a lot. My mom loved Nickelback, bro. Like
mom
Bullets.
still loves
God, what was it? Fucking. God, there was one song I used to listen to it while playing fucking Splinter Cell. You know, I just rock out, just fucking
Bro,
listen to Nickelback.
There was
play
this one
Splinter Cell.
fucking at the show this last weekend. We have like all of the stuff like off of the table, like all of our shits in our bags and stuff. Like the speakers are still up, but like all of the shits in our bags. And I'm like standing there, just like talking to.
Oh, is this the girl that came up?
Yeah, bro. I'm like
music's
fucking
not
so
even
like.
playing.
I'm
from the
no
speakers.
music's not. There's no music playing. There's no
The
lights
jukebox.
on. There's no nothing. There's no DJ decks on the table. And she just like walks up and she just like, I forgot what she requested. She was like requesting a song, and I'm just like, I like look at her and I look at the DJs at like the table and there's nothing on it and like look back at her and I was like, it's like we're not playing anymore.
The
And
next
she's
time
like,
this happens, you go, I need $5. And they give you $5 and you put it on your phone.
Yeah.
here you go,
Here you go.
enjoy.
Jam.
They're too used to me because I actually do it. Like I take
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
there, so
Yeah.
I probably am fucking everybody over by actually taking
No.
it.
People, there was one time I was playing, I was in the middle of a dubstep set, and this like soccer mom comes up to me and she's like, "Do you have any T-Pain?" And I'm just like,
See,
no, I
would've-
don't
You're
fucking
stronger man
like,
than I would have been like, I'm gonna put some T-Pain on. I love T-Pain.
Yeah.
I would stop a whole set just to throw on some like bar.
Well, it's like when we were at Quincy's and I had the fucking literally virtual DJ with everything. So like, all right, request. They're gonna play that. We'll reset. Everybody go drink.
Yeah.
We, that's why that's there. Because I don't give a fuck otherwise. I'm not the DJ who doesn't take requests. I just am like a.
I
I'm a
am.
real.
I
If
swear
I'm
I
playing,
don't
if I'm
take
playing a
requests.
set,
I'm like, nah.
if I'm playing a set, like don't
Like,
ruin
bro,
my set.
I don't give a fuck if it was the song I am going to play next and you request it. Not happening.
The night this
I
guy
don't give
started
a
singing that
fuck. Like
fucking
literally,
like,
no,
we
like,
both
if you-
like, that would be a
if
fire
you're
song
like,
to
if
play next.
literally I'm
Wow.
planning on playing a song directly after the song that you're hearing right now, and someone comes up and asks me to play that song, no, it's not
I'm
happening.
gonna memorize your sets and start requesting.
See, and that's how
Yeah, I'm just sitting there YouTube ripping and
Yeah.
enjoying the set. Like,
That's how I used to be too. I remember when I first started doing club sets and bar sets, I was like, I don't do requests. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I was like, get fucked.
Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, it's like people will come up with some really shitty ones, and I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna play that. But for the most part, I'm like, oh shit.
Didn't you play like a Fleetwood Mac set or some shit one
Yeah,
night?
dude, I remember. I like.
It's weird.
Bro,
But
there
it
was-
fucking
there was
people
this-
dance.
Yeah.
Yeetwood Mac.
Yes, me. I love Fleetwood, dude.
They did. They danced.
Yeah,
I was like, what
no,
the
you
fuck
know,
just
these
happened? It was a
days,
bunch of young kids, and this old lady's
Yeah.
like, "Can you play me some equals?"
I was gonna play. I
And he was
totally
like, "Ah,
fucking.
fuck
I
it."
totally forgot to fucking play it this last weekend, but I was gonna play a fucking Bohemian Rhapsody remix.
I've got a couple of
thing, and
those.
it was fucking tight.
Dude, I've got a fucking trombone to Queen. It's fucking dirty. It's a dirty, dirty trick, but I love that. Like when I was playing Rage, and then it was fucking Beastie Boys. You're like, oh shit, I like that. And everybody in the room's like, I was ready to scream. What the fuck?
Jared
Like,
actually just sent me a Snapchat where we were at Quincy's. I'm pretty sure you were DJing.
Oh god, it was
Where-
this one.
Yeah, where you did like I got
A
thrown
match.
off. I
Yeah.
got thrown off because I was like singing along to it, and I was
And
about
you,
to
like,
do
look
like,
back
yeah,
and,
and it wasn't
it's
that. I was
such
so
a good-
pissed.
I love. That's why I love my
looked
matchups.
fucking lit in that, dude.
Yeah,
I
dude,
looked fucking I was
we
blasted,
we
dude.
played hard at that shit. Wow. He's like waiting.
Yeah, the anticipation.
No, it gets better.
I'm gonna need you to send me this so I can cut it into the fucking. It has to actually play now.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Ian's finally on the show.
Yeah. It was so good.
Yeah, it was definitely me DJing. There's nobody else that would fucking throw those kinds of mixes and shit in there. That's why I love that. That was why those were so much fun though, is because we'd look at each other and be like, oh, you what? What, motherfucker? Next.
It's pretty wild to think that like I'm like, because these days I'm like if I had to classify what I play, it's top 40. I never would have anticipated.
You're very radio
being
DJ. But I mean I told you that when you were like, can you DJ here? When we went to the strip club, I'm like, can you even do that? I'm like, I mean, I can make myself.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was literally like playing the same fucking 80s songs every fucking night. Like, it's stupid. It's fucking dumb, and you get really pissed off, but that's what it is. That's what you get paid for. It's the other side of it. But you gotta remember, I've been doing this long enough that a lot of the art that I do isn't for me.
Yeah.
It's a request, it's a commission.
You also have a really good strip club DJ voice, too.
Yeah. I remember when I lost my voice and I had to do the fucking metal voice for everything?
Yeah.
Stacy's coming to the stage.
That's not a metal voice, that's Batman.
Batman.
Pray to me.
You look he's in the Travis Scott Batman costume, just like posted up. Just
I would have worn a Batman mask every night.
The fucking Travis Scott Batman costume is so good.
It's so good, dude.
No, I think it's just you do it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
And when you accept that that's the thing. It's like we were talking at the very beginning of this whole thing. Like, I don't know how to work for other people, but when it's something like that,
I haven't been doing I think since the last Cybergoth show we did, I haven't been doing music artistically since then, because I just do it for the fucking. I've been doing weddings and bar sets, so it's like not even really. I don't treat it. I mean, like, and I could. That
was actually kind of fun.
I kind of go in, admittedly going half low effort. I go in very low effort.
No, but I say this all the time. I tell everybody this: when you go to work anywhere, I don't give a fuck where. I don't care if it's McDonald's, fucking Get Lucky, Lucky Me, any of that. I don't give a fuck where you work. Mm-hmm. If you give 100%, you're an idiot.
Yeah, no, you're big.
Because you're setting yourself to fail.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an off day. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to have an off day.
Well,
and you're going to get admonished for that.
Why am I going to, unless it's like a performance-based compensation.
And that's different.
Yeah,
obviously if you're serving and things like that, where you're a bartender, you're serving tips or extra part of it. But if you're making a living wage and you don't need the tips, you don't have to do it. Yeah, write a solid 70-75% of your regular, kick it up to 85 or 90 during rush times, and in those crunch moments, you're like, fuck, I gotta give 100%. Everybody thinks you're a god.
Yeah.
And really, you're like, I can do that every day, all day. That was easy. And it's easier that way, and that's the thing. Like when I DJ a set or when I'm playing, like I sang the other night for the first time in I don't know how long. It's been over 2 years since I sang in front of people. I've done I do sound checks and I've done some vocal work and I've done some studio stuff. But as far as like singing in front of people, I haven't done it. And we just happened to go to karaoke Friday night, and people were giving me shit. And really, what it was, I felt bad because Bill, I thought was gonna cry after party Bill. Like he was really kind of up my ass. Like, I never see you, you don't go, and he's like listing out all the different places he goes to karaoke, and he's like, I never see you, I go to all these, and he's writing them down, and I'm like, Bill, I don't really go out anymore, I don't really do that, like, that's not my thing, like, he's like, but, I mean, are you vaccinated? Yes, I'm vaccinated, it's not because of that, I really just don't like people, Bill, like, I don't want to do it, and he's just like, Bill has never touched me, other than like a fist bump. He put his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, but I miss you, and I was like, fuck!
Yeah.
Motherfucker!
I saw After Party not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen him forever. I'm glad he's doing alright.
I mean, I've seen him a couple other places. When I went up to Skylight to pick something up, I saw him there and stuff. It's like, so we've said hello, but he literally thought I was there to sing. Yeah. And Jazz and I went there to check it out. Yeah. But I was not planning on singing. He just kept on me, and then Jackson's like, are you gonna knock the walls off? And it was really Cody who kind of goaded me into it. I was like, you don't even understand. Like, we can knock the walls off this place. Yeah. And he's like, I mean, is that what you want? I was like, you don't understand my nature. Like, we're really gentle with the speakers when we're in here. We're really calm. Like, you don't know what we could actually do. And she's got that little Fender system up there. You watch what I can do with that. And he goes, I don't know, man. I think you should try it. And I just looked at it and was like, that's permission to fuck this place up. And I, being an idiot, went up and did an Incubus song. And I was just like, in massive amounts of pain when I got done. I was like, fuck off. Why did I do that? And for the last several days, people are like, you come to karaoke? You come to... That's what I was trying to fucking avoid.
Yeah.
And there's people that go do that. Drew and them, they're badass. They're really good singers. They're great musicians, and I love hearing them go up and sing and have a great time. I'm all about that. But for me, karaoke was just because Ethan and Kate were like, you're gonna fucking kill yourself if we don't get you out in public. Like, you gotta do something, and this is our way of checking.
I would literally because the only times I've ever even done karaoke or even gone to a karaoke night was because of you.
Yeah.
I would never go to a karaoke night other than that. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, but honestly,
I do too.
Look at the number of times you ended up singing and having a good time.
No, I did,
Like,
but mostly it was also because Ian was there. And he would sing
Ian's
with
fun as
me,
shit.
and
Ian's
that was
fun as shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw you and Haley do a song once. I've seen you get up and sing with people. Some random dude's like, you seem to know the song, and he just handed you the mic and you just sang along with him.
Yeah.
We didn't know the fucking dude's name, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck he knows the song.
It's cool. I don't know, man.
But that shit is for me, is that artistic release? Fuck no. That's not something that makes me feel like I'm doing anything. Christ, we've been sitting here talking about shit the last few days. We're like, oh God, I wish I could fucking take the time or measure. And that's what it boils down to, is when you have to do grown-up shit, when you finally do something and you are fulfilled by it. Your job is fulfilling.
Yeah.
What you do every day is a bonus to the world. It makes it a better place. So when you have that,
I just feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like
it's better. You're fulfilled.
Exactly.
It's a two-way street.
I just feel like it just.
And so you don't have to rely on it. Mm-hmm. And the thing I discovered is that when you do have a chance to do it, it actually is better.
Yeah, it makes it a lot better because it's a different kind of fulfillment for sure. You know what I mean? Because that's this thing that I was really kind of meditating on about why I love art so much, and not just specifically doing art, but doing art professionally. You know what I mean? Because there is a difference between doing doing art for fun and doing it because you like it, and then trying to make a career out of it by putting it out there with the intention of financial or opportunistic intention.
Yeah.
And I kind of was just racking my brain on why what was the fulfillment that I was seeking through doing it professionally, and it was just this sense of, because I mean even when I was a kid I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted people to like me. You know what I mean?
I think everybody does. And
I know.
And the most terrifying part is the people who don't grow out of that.
Yeah. No.
And I can name 5 people off the top if I point it out, you'd be like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, and I mean we're all seeking that, but I that as a kid I kind of used humor. I used art, and I used I would try to gain value. It was it was a value kind of thing. I only felt valued when I was providing something entertainment wise almost, and I feel that carried on into my adult life, and that's what I was seeking throughout a lot of my career was just I need to.
Validation.
I want to be valid. I want to be validated.
Yeah.
And now that I kind of have gained that validation through not only just the journey that I've gone on of really coming to kind of love myself, of I have value regardless of what I do. Just through existing, I have value, and then on top of that, kind of moving career paths into something that I've am passionate about. That I it just kind of took a lot of that pressure off away from the artistic aspect of my life, and I was really able to enjoy it in the sense of just doing it because I like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I don't have to do it. Not only financially, but also for my emotional.
Becoming a
state.
full-time artist is professionally the scariest thing I've ever done.
The fucking worst thing ever.
It's terrifying. It sucks. It hurts.
I did just music. I would do paint jobs with my mom when I was really stressing cash, but I was a full-time working artist for almost a year, and that was the most stressful and that's when I was crying after every set. That's when, because not only did my livelihood, but my validation was dependent on people showing up.
This is the same thing as you talk to the high school jock, the kid who was the high school football star.
No, it's
and then he gets out of goes to college. And he's
realizes that he's not that good.
You need that moment. You need that, and it's the same thing. It's terrifying and it's gut wrenching and it's hard. Mm-hmm. The thing is that as an artist, especially, it's hard for me to admit sometimes, I have such a hard time considering myself a part of a community of artists. Same. Because I daily get upset when people are surprised I can do something good at all. Yeah. Much less when I do it well. Mm-hmm. I'm just I just made a logo for a friend of mine. We've been friends for 10 years. and we've talked regularly for 9-10 years, and we've met, we know each other, we've worked together, she's a model, like, we talk very consistently, and she went out on this rant going, why the fuck can't I just find a graphic designer, why can't I just find somebody, it's a simple fucking thing I need, and I was like, what do you need? She goes, you do that? And my heart just dropped.
Yeah.
Just, I'm like, you look at my Instagram, my Facebook, my Snapchat, what do you mean I do that?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm like fake? Well, I just figured you guys like had somebody doing that for you.
Yeah. Well,
we do. Yeah. Me.
Yeah. Well, and you know something that because I felt that way for a long time too. Something that like I came to like really realize, because I've known it my entire life, is that like is to like not take anything personally, and I know you then know that, but like especially when it comes to like that kind of shit, where it's like, of course you don't know I do that, because why the fuck would you care? You know what I mean?
And that's the thing,
you know,
but
you're
it's hard for me.
You're a background person in everyone's
it's so hard for me not to want to go straight to pettiness.
Oh yeah,
like that's my first nature.
Same.
Like, and it's the same thing. It's like there's a photographer running around town who's telling people that you shouldn't work with him. He's not worth the money. She's charging more than I charge
for less.
Is not business licensed.
Yeah.
Is not insured. Is not bonded.
Yeah, just somebody with a camera.
and this is a girl that I helped train.
Yeah. That's always the worst.
I spent a year helping to train her and showing her the ins and outs.
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
You do.
Yeah.
And I'm just really upset by it, because it's one of those things, like, I don't want her to fail.
Yeah.
I don't want her to quit. I just want her to stop
my shit.
trying to fucking quit. Don't
my shit, dog. Like,
and I tell you, how many times have I said it? Like, you want to be mad at me? You want to talk shit about me? Tell the truth. Tell the real shit, because I have fucked up in spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
So many fucking
it's more
times.
impressive than whatever you can make up.
Yeah, I'm way worse than anything you're gonna fucking say. I am a fucking bona fide piece of shit. I don't need help. I don't need you to make up shit to make me sound worse than I isn't even, like, it's like calling somebody a fucking miscreant when in reality they're like the devil.
Yeah.
Give me some credit here at least. If you want to be fucking mad at me or want to talk shit, talk shit. But my nature is immediately, instead of being like, here's the way to do this right. A simple conversation of, hey, you can't charge somebody money and then make them sign paperwork stating you own it. If they pay you, they own the material. That's how that works. You pay them if you own it. It's you're buying
compensation.
It's
trading of goods.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It's commerce.
It's the intellectual property here, and she doesn't understand that. And I could have a simple conversation, and I bet you dollars to donuts, if I reached out, she would actually take my call. I can't make myself fucking do it.
Nah, what's the point? See, and that's
I can't. And I feel like that makes me more of a piece of shit.
No, so something that I've kind of come, because I was very big on, especially when I was yet again kind of going into that, wanting to be a working artist and also feel validated. You have to kind of intertwine yourself in the community. I was going to shows that I would have never gone to, just to go support
we used to
stuff.
Go every couple of days to shit.
And I still love
with promoters.
I want to support.
Like.
Yeah, and I want to support my friends, but at the end of the day, like, it kind of comes down to where it's like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be. I want to go enjoy stuff for the sake of enjoying it. I don't want people coming to my sets that are just there to just like be a body in the room. As much as I appreciate that, and that's very wholesome, and I've had multiple people come and be like, oh, I'm just here to catch your set, and they'll stay there for 45 minutes and leave. That's heartwarming to me. Stay home. You know what I mean? You don't have to. It makes me feel bad that you think I'm a charity case that needs like you to come through and
you gotta lie to keep
it, dude, it doesn't hurt my feelings, like, you know what I mean? There's people you don't have to, I don't care if you like my music, bro, that you can not like what I do artistically and we can still be friends, as long as you're not like a fucking mean about it.
I'm always shocked when anybody
I don't give a shit.
When people I know, friends of mine actually will recite lyrics back to me, so I'm always like, I'm shocked. I'm
it's cool, but
wow,
I don't know, it just is.
Because
it's an interesting dynamic when you're kind of melding your personal life with your artistic
this sucks, because I learned this in finance, but it applies to art, and it applies to really any business model. Out of every 100 people, 2 will actually fuck with you.
No, no, for sure.
Monetarily, if you ask somebody to invest in a business, 2 out of every 100 will actually be interested. If you ask people to I'm offering a free sale on OnlyFans, I'm doing this, 2 out of 100 actually follow through.
Oh, yeah.
100 people will make promises, 2 will actually follow through. That's how that works. And it's really the same in art, is that you're hoping to reach 2 people out of every 100. And it's a numbers game. You need to play in front of 10,000 people to get 200 to like you.
Yeah. No, and that's...
And that number is astronomical. I mean, that's heart-wrenching to me to sit there and think about the number of people who are like, how many? What was that number?
No.
What was that fucking number?
That's really, but, you know, and that's, and that kind of plays into the, you know, the mind shift, the perspective change to, like, take that burden off is, like, when you just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you know, because, and it's different for everybody. What works for somebody, it doesn't work for somebody else, and it's, you know, it's the same
Oh, yeah,
shit.
no, I mean, I couldn't do what you do. I couldn't. There's no way I could do you. I can't be a fucking 5-hour radio DJ. I can't do it.
Yeah, no.
I can't. I just am too intolerant of the human race.
You know, I enjoy the aspect of what I've really come to enjoy with what I do now, as far as, like, when I play music, is just, like, making sure that people are having a good time. That's it. Like, you know, if you want to request a song and it fits with where, if I think that less than, you know, I think that less than 1/4 of the people in the bar are going to be like grown when they hear that song, I'll put it on. Whatever, you know. If the majority of people will like the song and it fits with where I'm at, kind of tempo wise, I don't even fucking go with key anymore. Whatever.
Oh, I know. We really do need
don't
to
give a shit, you know. Like, you know, people. That's the thing is like, why, you know, it's going into that effort thing. I'm doing a bar set at, like, a really cool bar, but there's, you know, maximum, I think, you know, other than, like, the college nights and a super busy night, there's max, like, 30, 40 people in there, maybe 50. Mm-hmm. On a busy night, 100. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to, notice or care. The people that do notice or care are my friends that DJ, and they know what I'm capable of.
Yeah. Well, and then they don't even
care. You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
And if they notice,
so,
they're not going to be like,
yeah, so I would rather have people vibing to a song. I'd rather have people vibing to a song they like than be like, oh, that was really on key, because nobody can hear it. Most people are tone deaf.
That's like, that kind of goes in line with, like, when, like, you hear producers or, like, people, like, trying to get, like, their master absolutely perfect just to play it live. They're not going to release it on iTunes or anything like that, but they're going to, like, no one in that crowd is going to be like, oh, this fucking high.
Okay, but you say that. But how many metal shows have you been at where you look out in the crowd and there's those guys?
Yeah, metal shows
every one of those fuckers is
metal shows are different.
Every one of those fuckers is
different. Metal community is just different.
Metal community is different.
Just
I'm saying, like, EDM.
But that's the thing. If you go to like Fair Grills, when we went that first time you went to any big show with me, when he was looking out, why did he spot us? I was watching every fucking thing he did, and he went, who the fuck? Oh, hey.
But, like, like what I'm saying, like, the general crowd of people are not gonna notice.
Yeah, but if you're in production or if you're a guitarist,
and
you don't play for the crowd. You're playing for the
and there is something. If you get enjoyment out of that, that's what you get. But for me, like I said, personally, that's not the enjoyment I get out of it. You know, as much as I love getting, like, when I have, like, a really good transition or a really good beat match or something, I love it.
You giggle every time. It's hilarious. That was badass.
That was tight. And then I'm on to the next. I'm on to the next shitty 6 transition. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, to me, like I said, I'm not in it to get a sense of validation from other artists. I don't care. Because, you know what I mean? Like, most other artists are trying to get that from other people. Exactly. So why do I want to get validation from somebody who's seeking validation? You know what I mean? Like,
did you watch any of the Olympics?
I watched a little bit of it, mainly just because Aaron was DJing it. So Triz was DJing it, so I saw some of the slopestyle stuff that he was DJing, but other than that, I didn't watch it either.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I absolutely love that came out this year is that the announcers kind of, like, finally took the sticks out of their asses and kind of, like, actually talked along and really, like, got involved. And one of the things I heard hit home to me so fucking hard that I was like, and it was, he's got this competition won before he even takes this run. It's his. He doesn't have to do anything. He can literally just go down and lollygag, and you watch. He's going to throw the most picture-perfect, grab by the seat of your fucking pants, beat the shit out of everybody, not because he's doing it to rub it in anybody's faces, but because he wasn't happy with his last run.
Yeah, he's competing against himself.
He's literally competing against himself. No, he's doing it for the sake of the sport, the sake of...
Yeah.
I heard it... Figure skating was another where they're like, he didn't have to throw 5, 6 quads. He didn't have to set a score so high. The next highest score is so much lower than him. But you're challenging yourself. You're pushing yourself. And that's where I think that comes in.
No, it totally.
And it can be pretentious. And it can be an asshole thing.
Because art at its essence is pretentious.
It is.
You know what I mean? like when you are so focused on the minutest of details, and you're so constructive, or not constructive, but you're so critical of the minute details, it's always pretentious. And there's a cool thing to that, the competition of yourself and your peers.
But there are moments, there's rewarding moments there with like things like, I've had people come to me and they'll be like, hey, this song, is it about this?
Yeah.
And when they get it right.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
And now I'll never tell anybody right or wrong.
Yeah.
Because how you interpret it, that's for you.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking Matrix. What you were told is for you and no one else.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about art. It's only as good as the people who perceive it. It's not as good as I think you think
totally.
it is. It's everybody.
And you know, and the reason I said all that is not because I did have that perception, and that's what I gained out of it at the entire beginning part of my career. The big part of my career was me trying to be the best. I wanted to do that, you know what I mean?
You wanted to picture perfect.
I wanted
every
to
time.
I wanted to do like, and then, but you know, that stopped being fun for me because, you know, at a certain point, you know, it's like kind of like the self-doubt. And I've always said that artistry is the perfect blend between crushing self-doubt and complete narcissism. Is that nice little middle ground between the two. If you can find that perfect place, you can be a really stellar artist because you're either on one end of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was on the complete narcissism side of where it's like, okay, I'm doing, you know, it was on the thing. And now it's just like the fulfillment is just my version of the competition, the competing with myself is like, how many people can I look out and see are having a good time? That's it. I want people to be like, oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. That's it. That's it. I don't care about like, you know what I mean? If I've got somebody coming in and being like, oh yeah, his transitions were shit. I'm like, yeah, that's not what I was going for though, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, like as much as that helps, and again, as much as I do try to do that, is because that's part of my job. And I do love that part of it, but that's not what I'm focused on right now. You know, my focus isn't necessarily the craft, the art. It's more the art of the crowd. You know what I mean? Like because that's the DJ's whole job, the DJ and MC's job.
But there's a part of that that goes too far. I mean, and I'm not going to name names, but I mean, there's a DJ that we all know who literally gets so fucked up he can't play his sets all the way through. And then he's like, oh fuck, I'm having too much fun. Yeah. And they're having too much fun, and now I don't know what to do.
No, exactly. And that's part of one of the things, if you're a good DJ, especially a bar DJ, you know, okay, I've been playing bangers for 40 minutes. I need to throw something to get people off the dance floor and go buy drinks.
Yeah.
You like that's a thing that you have to keep in mind. So that's part of the crowd work. You know, it's interesting. I don't know. My relationship with art these days is really fucking wacky, to say the least.
Things change every 7 years.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and
where I'm at, like, it's always going to be an important thing for me, no matter what. Honestly, I want to get back into painting. That's because growing up, painting was my...
Did you see all the easels and shits in there?
So painting was my main art form when I was younger. Yeah. Like, that's what I did. And so I kind of want to just go back and do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I've only been doing it for commission work. I've been doing paintings and drawings and things for commission work, but I do love it. And it's funny because I can't do it when anybody's around, I discovered. Yeah. I'm so used to cooking when everybody else is doing art that I now can't do art unless it's silent. Or actually, I just buy out to fucking ridiculous music and watch some movie or some shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. It doesn't help that the scene here right now is kind of a little... I feel like everybody's kind of in this weird...
Yeah. There's an identity crisis in this entire town.
You know what's crazy is, like, there are like a few newer artists. I mean, like the homie Ian that came through and played. Like, it's cool seeing some new people and
new blood,
which is cool. But there's only like 2 or 3 that I know of. Well, at least that are on my radar.
There used to be like 30 metal bands here, and there's like 3 now.
Yeah, so
there used to be like 50 hip hop groups.
So like 2. You know, something that I kind of took a liking to, because I gave Ronan my old NVs. That was his first deck.
Yeah.
You know, so I would love to take kind of more of a position of just like setting people up for success and telling them like, hey, these are the pitfalls that I fell for when I was coming up. And like for something to watch out, because obviously.
Why do you think I started a record label? Dude?
No, exactly.
That's why I started a record label.
Even to me, like I wouldn't want to go that far because that sounds fucking stressful.
It is. It is. It sucks.
I'm good, bro. I watch what you do. I'm good.
Nobody wants to be me.
No,
I don't want to be me.
Just more so of like like just genuinely like helping, because I don't know, like there's a difference between helping someone to help yourself, and there's like just helping somebody be like, oh, I just want to see, because I want to see somebody else do some cool stuff, because I'm kind of done overdoing that stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I want that stuff to still happen, because I had a lot of fun doing it. Our friends had a lot of fun going. The community had a really good time. I'd love for somebody else to do that because I'm tired and I don't want to do it.
Well,
You know?
well,
But there's
the
nobody
thing.
doing
to
it.
And that's the thing
Yeah, it
is, like,
sucks. I'm just
yeah,
like, please, someone come up so I can stop.
We've talked
Like,
about it. Like I've talked to
Yeah.
several others. Like, do we pick up that mantle and run with it again, or do
Yeah.
we just kind of let it die?
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people that the right opportunity,
yeah,
I'm gonna run with it.
You know,
But
if
I'm not
it's a path of least resistance for me, where it's like, yeah, you know, this could be really fun, and it's not going to be a whole lot of effort. I'm not going to.
I've never been that guy. I'm more of a juggernaut. Like, oh, there's a wall in my way. Let me knock that fucker down.
See, and that's how
corner.
I used to be. Where it's like,
Yeah.
no, it was that was the main. We would have a set. We would have a show booked. We'd have a show that we were throwing, and that was my main focus for the 3 months leading up to it. Everything was centered around it, and like the day of was just like, all right, this is. I mean, fuck, the Recharge show, your first show, I was in tears in the back because of just like, you know, fucking...
But see, you gotta remember, for me,
Yeah.
I did that to you to be a dick. I did. I was an asshole and said, hey, you're in charge, you wanna do it? I'll be out here, if you need me,
No, and I'm glad you did,
I'm here,
because it
but this
made
is
me
on
realize
you.
what it took to
Because,
do a show.
and that's the thing, is,
Yeah.
and I've done that I did that to Derek back in the day, I've done that to Mike, I've done that to so many people where I'm like, oh, you wanna do what I do? Because what you did is one show. I was doing 30, 40, 50 at a time.
Yeah. So, and it's
That's
just...
the difference,
you
is
know.
when you do it, and I've talked to Zach about it. Zach's like, how the fuck do you stay so goddamn organized with all these, and I'm like, spreadsheets and calendars? I mean, look at my fucking walls, I've got 3 calendars up and another one on my phone.
Yeah.
That's just for my day to day.
It's, you know... And,
Then you throw in having kids.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good for a while.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
I've been watching you lick your
Speaking
phone.
of, yeah, I do probably have to go.
Alright,
probably
well,
about time.
you got
I
any
got
music?
I have to fucking work at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I gotta get up at 6 too.
I get up that time and I don't have to, I just didn't.
Yeah, well, it's gotta be nice.
It's weird, dude, I just get
I find myself now getting up, like today I slept until 10, yesterday I
Yeah.
slept until 9. You know, the day before that, I think I probably slept until about noon. That was the
Sleeping
day
in for
after.
me is like 7.
Yeah.
If I'm in bed at 7, I'm probably, that's just because I'm in so much pain I can't move.
Yeah.
It's fucking dog shit, so.
Yeah.
But you got any music that nobody's heard yet, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you send it to me again, so we'll put that on it. Because I've heard it and I don't think anybody else has.
And
Maybe
I have some
AJ,
fucking,
man.
I have some collabs coming up too.
I know you got some shit, so let's get some stuff on that. This is gonna be the final episode of this season. We're gonna start with season 3. What I'd like to do is obviously get more involved with you guys, but I'd like to have you guys do what I do.
Yeah.
Take the gear, go talk to people, do some shit. If
No,
you
it'd
want to
be
do a
cool,
Zoom
yeah.
meeting or do stuff,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to mix it up a whole lot more again like we originally intended.
Yeah.
And then the next time we do this, let's kidnap Ian. We
Yeah.
just all like agree that we're just gonna go steal.
Just like the Suicide Boys remix.
Go figure.
Still happening.
Still climbing.
No.
The
No.
number 1 song.
Yeah.
It's almost at 50K. Just
Yeah.
Our trashiest fucking
Yeah,
song.
it's the worst song that we
Yeah.
made.
Yeah, but that's
50K.
well, okay. Fred Durst said it, and people can talk shit about Fred Durst about trashing the fucking new metal scene and everything like that. But Fred Durst said, he goes, "We did that cover of Faith because we knew it would make money and make people pay attention."
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what it did.
Well, today's the market of attention. You know,
Yeah, and that's
all
just it now.
is.
Like SoundCloud, Spotify, everything. If you can get a TikTok fucking banger out there, you can be successful. I know people that were living homeless 2 years ago that are living in $1 million condos in New York and LA now. I've got friends that have really, really played it off and done really well, and I'm proud for them and I'm happy for them, and I want to see that same thing happen for everybody. It's not a matter of getting discovered; it's making people discover you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Well, the weird thing is none of us is really super depressed. It's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Usually we're like, make sure that you check on your friends. And don't say them.
Yeah.
Check in friends. 'Cause
Yeah,
I got a lot
still
of
do
really
that. Still do that.
Do that.
But it's kind of nice to
yeah.
see that like we just wrote a 2-year fucking holy shit, what the fuck is going on wave, and we're kind of still here. So
Yeah.
we are proof that no matter if you want to take your face off with the fucking
I
cheese
haven't cried in
grater,
like 3 months.
huh?
I haven't. Well, 2 months. Well, a month. Okay, the car accident was a big thing.
Yeah.
I haven't cried personally about
For
my
emotional
shit in a long
reasons.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my own shit, I haven't cried in a long time.
I had
It's
a
just
little
been
bit
good.
on drummer's anniversary of his death. I did.
Yeah, makes
But,
sense though.
Yeah, that one still hurts like it was yesterday. And I happy cried at a couple things with what Felix is doing. So
A happy cry at a text my grandma sent me.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
moments. There's
That's,
moments.
that's
But
basically it.
yeah, but that's just it. Like we're still here. I mean, if you'd asked me 2 years ago if all of us, like out of our core group, we're all still here,
Yeah, kicking it.
and I didn't think that would happen.
I mean, that's all you can do, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would happen. So hopefully that continues and we keep writing it out. So, all right. Well, we'll get some. Hopefully under a new name, but with Joben music on this one for the
Yeah.
tracks. We'll probably do it under the new name if I can get you
Yeah.
to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And
If you got a wedding that you want booked, hit me up. Other than that, not shit.
do not hit me up for weddings.
If you want a wedding that you can't request any music at,
Yeah, no new shit for me.
I haven't done any photography, any family photos, any portraits, I've done some headshots and stuff, but I haven't done anything in 3 years, and I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah.
I get hit up almost every day. So I would really like my daughter to get her senior pictures.
Check
Yeah.
yourself.
Okay.
You got an iPhone?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Here's 15 fucking photographers you can go to. You don't want me.
But yeah, we'll creative stuff on the way for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Next year will be good.
I got a lot. This year's, if I get accomplish half of what I have planned right now, it will be my busiest year since 2012. So in 10 years, it will be my busiest year. And that, considering me taking over the Mesa and all the shit that I did there, that's it. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Word?
Alright.
team no sleep.
Mostly.
Alright, well, now you guys are going to go home and go sleep.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go sleep.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to bed now.
Okay, well, have a good one.